Hello, America. Welcome into the, what are we calling this, Tate?
The Titus and Tate Bracket Spectacular.
The Titus and Tate Bracket Spectacular. It is, you can tell it's a big deal because we got the crane cam working. The crane
it's following
cam
us.
just swinging around here. Moses is in the studio with us. We do this every year, Tate. We do a live bracket show, and the reason we do it live is because this is live bullets. We cannot go back on this. America is watching. We make our picks. You hold them we have to wear these picks. We're live on the air.
And every single person, last year they were, willing to bring up all of our blind spots, all of our misses, all the things that we did wrong throughout our bracket picks. But I feel good about today.
Last year was a Mickey Mouse tournament, though. We cannot stress that enough.
No
Flush
fans.
it down the drain. We didn't want to talk about it too much when we were starting last year's tournament because we were just excited to have a tournament.
Yeah,
but now that it's behind us and we have a real tournament in front of us, we can call it what it is. Last year was Mickey Mouse. Does not count. Flush it down. Moses picked, if I remember correctly, Moses had VCU in the Final Four.
Yes, and they would have made it.
VCU test positive for COVID. Can't even play. So Moses, that's what that look on his face is right there. Like if I don't know if we get the Moses
is
shot.
looking at the committee and saying they said they had replacement teams.
Moses says, "What the hell are we doing filling this out? I gave you the Final Four picks last year, and the committee said get this team out of here."
I can't wait to see what Moses picks
overall
this year.
thoughts, Tate. I'll start with my overall thoughts. So last night, I'm going to fill out my bracket. I have it right here in front. We'll reveal in a second. And I'm staring at this thing, Tate.
Yeah,
for hours. I'm staring at the bracket. The bracket starts staring back at me. I start, those of you that, if you're new to the program, welcome. We are Titus and Tate. If you listen to our show and been around, you may have, I've been sick the past week.
You sound great today, and I've been waiting for the energy to come back from Mark Titus, and folks, he has
This brought me back.
He has
So last night, I've had a little bit of cough syrup in the past week. I'm staring at this bracket. Things are starting to move all over the place.
The Bill Walton approach to the bracket.
The Murray State San Francisco game. I'm like hallucinating, looking at that thing, and all of a sudden the bracket's like laughing at me. I can see the bracket laughing. I just see crying, laughing emojis at me.
Yes.
And I get angry, so I walk away. I come back. I start I lock in, Tate, and every single pick, I swear to God, I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
I got every pick right.
Wow, you were like
I'm filling it out. Every single pick was right, and I step away again. And then I come back and I look at the bracket and I say, this is a disaster. It's all wrong. So I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel that. I was kind of in a similar spot. Last year we had two teams that we knew that were probably going to be in the championship game, but at least in the Final Four. When we were talking about Baylor and we were talking about Gonzaga. Now you look at what we have this year. We don't have that at all. We don't have anything that really is a sure thing. And you had a nice breakdown there of your bracket. I got my bracket done last night. Felt great about it. Was like, this is it. This is the bracket. I turn on ESPN, trying to see the competitor. Jay Billis, he comes up, he wipes up, and he's like, here's my bracket, here's my breakdown. I got Gonzaga, Kansas, final, Zags over Kansas. I had the exact same thing. I balled up my bracket, I threw it away, and I'm starting new today. So whatever I pick today is my actual bracket. What I did last night, throw it away. That was my brain. Today's my heart. Today's my heart.
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
You said
I can't have what Jay Billis has. I can't go chalk. So it'll be fun. I can't wait.
There is something about this that every single individual pick feels right, but then the overall bracket feels very wrong. It makes zero sense. I don't understand. I think we need 6 more weeks to really.
I just took the top off, and I'm fired up.
I think we need 6 more weeks to really process this. We do not have 6 weeks. We have right now. We are living in the present.
No time for caution.
So let's dive into it. Gonzaga, Georgia State, first game. Not the first game of the tournament, but the first game we're going to fill out. I assume we both like
I think we like the Zags here. And I'm actually going by the Zags now. I've been trying to figure out why Gonzaga is the next Duke and how we call them the next Duke. And I think we just call them the Zags. 4 letters.
You just write Zags.
Zags on their chest. That's when they're being the new Duke. So there you go, Zags.
Boise State, Memphis is the first 8-night game we're going to fill out.
I'm excited to see what you have here.
Yeah, I will. I'll go first.
Okay.
This one to me, when we saw the bracket revealed, we both got excited about the idea of Memphis versus Gonzaga in the second round.
Yes.
Because Memphis has been hot, Tate. They lost in the American Tournament Championship, but ever since Amani Bates left Memphis, they're a completely different team.
Yes.
You like to point out they're Memphis State now.
Yes.
They're no longer
There
Memphis.
are 2 teams that are in Memphis. There's Memphis and there's Memphis State. It seems like, from what I've heard through the grapevine, the Memphis jerseys will not be worn anymore.
They're just wearing Memphis
They are
State.
only wearing Memphis State. So when you make this pick, remember, you're watching Memphis State and not Memphis.
So there's a lot of reason to believe in Memphis right now. And that is exactly why I do not believe in Memphis. Because anytime, this happens every single year, you get excited about an 8-9 game.
Yeah.
You get excited about one of the 8-9 teams that could potentially play the number one seed.
Yes.
You talk yourself into like, oh my God, if Memphis can, I like that matchup.
I do.
Gonzaga. It never happens. Memphis has to beat Boise State before they can play Gonzaga. Before they play Gonzaga, I think Memphis is looking ahead. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. I know this because I know this from experience. In 2009, when I was on the bench with Ohio State. We had Louisville was the number 1 overall seed, I think, in the 2009 tournament. We drew Siena in the first round. We had Louisville in the second round in Tate and Tate.
Yeah. You're like, this is money.
Everyone on our team was like, we got this. We're going to beat Siena. We're going to beat Louisville in Dayton. It's going to be awesome. We lost to Siena in double overtime.
And it's gone.
So
you got Boise State.
It's as simple as this. Boise State won the Mountain West regular season. They won the Mountain West tournament. Memphis did not win the American regular season. They did not win the American tournament. I think the Mountain West is better than the American. It's really that simple. I like Boise State.
I think it is that simple. And also, Boise State should not be an 8 seed. They should be higher. And, it was disrespectful. So I think if I look at this game, I would immediately say Boise State's going to win. But, again, this is not my head. This is my heart. Memphis State.
This is supposed to be an exercise in how well we know these college basketball teams, but it very quickly becomes a handwriting test. And I get really nervous as I go to write these
Congratulations. Well, also, for the people at home, to break the fourth wall, someone beautifully wrote out these brackets for us, and now our handwriting is going up against theirs, and it's not going to be good.
I know my elementary teachers are watching, and they're just like, I didn't teach them that.
My mom's a first grade teacher. She showed me how to write. She's going to be upset about this.
All right, we got a 12-5 game. UConn, New Mexico State. Is this your 12-5 special?
No.
I'll make this one simple as well. New Mexico State 2 weeks ago lost to Chicago State. That's really all that needs to be said. UConn's not losing this.
Shout out to the Huskies fans that were in New York. They were showing out. They were having a great time. And they convinced me that they were going to make a run this year. They really did. And I know you should never listen to the fans, but the fact that the UConn fans who are hard to please believe in this team and believe in Hurley.
They do.
I see it this year.
Yeah, they also do that every year.
Well, that is true. But last year.
That's the problem when you're UConn and you can, you've seen the path to the title in the most ridiculous ways. You're never out of it.
Same fans last year, though, some of my friends that were UConn fans, they were like, I don't believe in book night. This year, they're like, I believe in R.J. Cole, which it might be more damning. It might be more damning to them. I don't know. We'll see what
I don't believe in the guy who's in the league, but I believe in the guy that will
not be in the league. Yes, college basketball.
All right, Arkansas, Vermont. I have a lot of thoughts. I want you to go first because you might change my opinion.
I had, last night I did about 10,000 simulations of this game, and about 35% of the time Vermont wins this game. And I'm gonna strongly agree with the analytics and the numbers, and I'm gonna go with the Catamounts because I think Arkansas overlooks this game. I think Arkansas is thinking to themselves, we're good. We should be a 3 seed. We're okay. We're playing Vermont. Good draw for us. And the rest of the country is like Arkansas, sleeper team to the Final Four. J.D. Note, Kimba candidate.
Right.
I see all the writing on the wall. I like Vermont. I'm going to take Vermont. This is my first big upset. And this, again, is with my heart. My head says Arkansas. My heart says Vermont.
This is terrifying because I also like Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Vermont, this is the hardest game for me to pick because I do love Arkansas. Arkansas makes a ton of sense. Arkansas has been a team that I counted out way too early in the season.
We did. Yeah, December we were
been playing great basketball. The SEC tournament aside, they laid a flat egg, as you like to say, against Texas A&M. There's a lot to love about Arkansas. They play great defense. Jalen Williams is great. J.D. Note is great. I do like Arkansas. Vermont, to me, though, is the absolute perfect double-digit seed.
Yeah, they're the foil for this team.
They start 5 seniors.
Yep.
They take care of the ball.
Yeah.
They shoot enough threes. They make a lot of threes. They're a great three-point shooting team.
You will know Ryan Davis at the end of this game.
They play great defense.
Yeah.
Vermont just checks a lot of the boxes of exactly what it. And for me, I think Arkansas is the better team. I really think Arkansas is the better team. And if this was a 7-game series, Arkansas wins.
Of course.
But if Vermont pulls off the upset and I pick Arkansas in this bracket, I will shut down. I will just
You'll be so mad at yourself.
I will be so mad at myself.
Because you see it. Yeah.
Whereas if I pick Vermont and Arkansas wins, I can live with that. You understand what I'm saying?
I 100% agree.
I'm picking Vermont.
I like that.
I think
that's a good draw for UConn. Okay, now we get to the play-in situation.
Yeah,
so
Alabama.
Should we pick the play-in and then we pick the first-round game?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This is the Alabama plays the winner of Rutgers Notre Dame.
And I think a lot of people are riding high on Rutgers right now. They like the idea of this team. They like the idea of them making, we even joked yesterday about maybe an Elite Eight run from Rutgers.
Old Big East matchup, Rutgers Notre Dame.
But what I've seen a lot of is a disrespect for Notre Dame. And I think Notre Dame is not as bad as you may think. As we've seen throughout the ACC this year.
Flip that Notre Dame basketball.
Not as bad as you may think.
Put that out.
I'm going to take the Irish in the first-round game, which I think is a bit of an upset. I haven't seen the Vegas line, but I'm going to take Notre Dame over Rutgers. So that's the start of this.
Okay.
So that gets us to this matchup, but I'm going to take Notre Dame instead of Rutgers.
I'm taking Rutgers. I'm a Big Ten guy.
Yeah.
And Rutgers, when you think Big Ten basketball, you think of Rutgers. So
you made a great point yesterday.
Yeah.
Like you just had those teams, and you say which one is ACC, which one is Big Ten. You would think Rutgers is ACC, Irish is Big Ten, but here we go.
Yeah,
like
I'm taking Rutgers. So then go ahead, you make your pick. We're now breaking down two different games. You're going to talk about Alabama versus Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Alabama Rutgers. Go ahead.
Mike Brey is back. Mike Brey is going to make a little run. Alabama, I don't trust. I don't trust the shooting of Alabama. I don't trust the bipolar nature of this team. I don't know who they are. I know who Notre Dame is, and they're trying to make some noise. They're also getting very much disrespected right now, so I'm going to take Notre Dame.
Alabama is a team that can beat anybody. We know this. They
beat Gonzaga. People forget.
And they also can lose to anybody. And I think Alabama, the makeup of that team is that they are not even thinking about what could go wrong.
Exactly.
Everything about Alabama.
Alabama's thinking Final Four.
Yeah.
Game one.
We can beat.
Yeah.
Alabama hears people like Tate and I say they can beat anybody, but they can lose anybody. But they only heard the first part, and then they turn off.
We can't beat everybody.
Right.
Yeah, that's
like
for sure.
exactly.
We definitely can.
And they don't realize that you can't, as Trent Dilfer taught us once upon a time, you cannot lose games in the NCAA tournament and still win. You cannot
Some
lose.
of the best advice you'll ever get in sports. You cannot lose games and still win.
And Alabama could win this tournament. They could, if you dropped Alabama in the national title game, they could win it.
Yeah.
You don't get dropped in the national title game. You have to win along the way. They're not going to win along the way. They're going to lose to Rutgers. I like Rutgers over Alabama.
I think that we're both right. I think whoever wins Rutgers, Notre Dame is going to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Either team.
Texas Tech, Montana State. I'll make mine quick. I like
Please.
Texas Tech a lot. Texas Tech is not a team that's going to lose in the first round.
And also,
they
Texas
don't
Tech,
lose in the
one of
first
the
round.
best defensive teams in college basketball all season. I like what Mark Adams is doing. Tech, easy.
This is an interesting one. This is the one that when the bracket was revealed, this is the game of the region that jumped out to me. Foster Lawyer versus his old team.
Yeah.
Davidson, Michigan State. I think Michigan State is favored. It would not surprise me if people talk themselves into Davidson being if I don't know. I don't follow the lines that closely, but it would not surprise me if by the time this thing tips off, the bettors love Davidson, and Davidson's actually it's like a pick'em game where Davidson's favored somehow.
I saw a lot of Big Ten chatter, and you can speak to this more than me, but I saw a lot of Big Ten chatter before the tournament was announced we were talking about the bubble, and a lot of Michigan State fans were making fun of Michigan fans about how Foster Lawyer, was going to get in the tournament over Michigan.
Right.
And now, this matchup, it feels like a little bit of karma is at play.
Because Foster Lawyer and Davidson lost to Richmond.
Yes.
And the eight. Look at Moses coming over to. Moses gonna sit by him? What's he doing? What's he doing?
He's like, I like Foster Lawyer.
The Davidson lost to Richmond.
Yeah.
By doing so, stole a bid from the bubble.
Yes.
And Michigan State fans believed
that it was Michigan.
That it was Foster Lawyer through the game.
Yes.
To screw Michigan over.
Exactly.
But now it's coming back in their face.
And now now they have to play Foster Lawyer, and I think that's a bad draw for Michigan State. I really do. What's up, buddy?
So who do you like?
I like Davidson. I like Bob McKillop, one of my favorite, coaches in the country. I think this is the time where they shock the world. Sam Meninga, if you don't know the name, you're going to know it after this game. Sam Meninga.
Michigan State, Davidson, the lead into this game, all that's going to be talked about is Foster Lawyer. That's all we have talked about, basically, is Foster Lawyer transferring from Michigan State.
Yeah.
Will now play his old team. I saw Tom Izzo said that Foster left Michigan State on great terms. He still texts all the guys. They're still all friends.
Do you believe that?
Whether I believe it or not, Tom Izzo saying that is all I need to know that Michigan State is going to kill them. Tom Izzo is I know what Tom Izzo's doing here.
Yeah.
I know what he's doing here.
Yeah.
He's buttering him up.
Buttering up Foster
I know exactly
He's
what's
like,
going
Foster,
on.
You're still a part of the Michigan
But I
State
know
family.
behind closed doors, Tom Izzo is yelling at his guys. He's like, if you let this dude couldn't play, he did
It's your
play.
backup.
He did play. That was the problem.
Yeah.
He did play at Michigan State. That's why. But let's be honest. They kicked his ass to the curb.
Okay.
They got rid of him. There is no way Tom Izzo allows Foster Loyer to beat them. I'm telling you, if Tom Izzo could say what he wants about like the Juwan Howard handshake line and like we got to keep class, and because like when that happened, he was like, I will always shake hands and be classy. My guys are classy.
Yeah,
I'm not like those bums.
That's college basketball. Everyone's fighting to see who's the classiest.
I'm not like those bums in Ann Arbor. We keep it classy. He can say that all he wants, Tate. If Foster Loyer has like 30 points and Davidson's up 7 with 2 minutes left, there will be a fight. There will be a fight. There's no way Tom Izzo is letting this happen.
Okay.
He will not let this happen. Michigan State's beating Davidson.
There you go. I like that. Whew. And now we finally made it to the first matchup where, I don't know, my eyes are a little, eyebrows are raised in this one. Oh, you think it's that easy?
It's that easy.
All right. Well,
in fact, I'm going to do the next two pretty quickly. Duke and Baylor are moving on. Let's go.
Wow.
Fast forward through. Let's just get to the game I really want to talk about with you, which is North Carolina Marquette.
Whew.
Am I going to have to talk you into North Carolina?
Well, did you see the so far all of the better? It's like 90% is all on Carolina money line. So like Vegas, all the people that are betting love North Carolina, which gives me a little bit of confidence, right? That somebody knows something that North Carolina should win this game. North Carolina on paper should win this game, right? I mean, I watched.
Well, we're writing on paper, but that's what we're doing. We're doing this on paper.
The support.
This is on paper, Tate. That's what we're doing.
I think on paper, North Carolina handles business against Marquette. But again, Shaka Smart in Texas, playing Shaka Smart in Texas as a North Carolina guy. He has owned North Carolina. He knows North Carolina basketball. I said it last night, but this game really concerns me. And in my head bracket, I had Marquette winning this game. Not my heart bracket. UNC, baby. They're winning the first game. I don't know what happens after that, but North Carolina's going to beat Marquette.
I wanted to pick Marquette because
content.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But North Carolina's a better team.
They are the better team.
North Carolina's the better team.
On paper, they win.
Not even on
game.
paper. I think they're the better team, and I think like you can't. They after what happened last year, and I think North Carolina last year.
We learned a lesson.
You learned a lesson.
Yes.
Yeah. They cannot take this lightly. They can't. I can't imagine a world in which North Carolina is looking ahead to, like I said with Memphis. I think Memphis is looking ahead to Gonzaga.
I don't think North Carolina is overlooking Marquette.
They can't overlook Marquette.
No. And Marquette last year came to North Carolina when Wojo was their coach and beat them in the Dean Dome, blew them out. So this is the Dawson Garcia game. It'll be fascinating. I think Shaka, is happy to be here a little bit. So hopefully North Carolina wins that game.
Next we have another play-in game. St. Mary's is going to play the winner of Wyoming and Indiana. Now, last night after we did the bracket reveal, I spent the next 4 to 7 hours before I actually dove into my bracket on the phone with my father, listening to his reasoning as to why Indiana was screwed, why Indiana having to play in the play-in game, whereas Michigan doesn't. And I agree, it's BS. But at the same time, Indiana fans are losing their minds over. Like, my dad got to the point where he was like, we had to play this many games in the Big Ten tournament in a row. Now we have to turn around and play on Tuesday. How is that fair?
He's not wrong.
Meanwhile, you have to drive 2 hours east to go play in Dayton. Wyoming's flying across the country. That is a huge advantage for Indiana. That place is going to be 90% Indiana fans. It's basically a home court game.
And Wyoming's the last team to get in. I think Indiana's better than Wyoming.
Wyoming I thought was going to be playing in a 5-12 game. Like 2 months ago, I would have had Wyoming in a 5-12 game as the 5 seed. They are falling fast. They are not as. I think they started paying attention to everyone talking about.
They peaked too soon.
Yeah, they peaked too soon.
Yeah.
I don't see the Hoosiers losing this.
I agree.
They can't lose this.
I'm going to take IU too.
If they lose this, they're taking down banners. They have to take down a banner. That should be the rule. If you lose a play-in game, you should have to take down one of your banners.
Yeah. I like that.
So St. Mary's, Indiana. Who do you like here?
St. Mary's, highest seed ever for this program. They've been a 7 seed before, but a 5 seed is the best spot they've been in. I really like the St. Mary's team as we watched them play Gonzaga. I was saying to you, man, I could buy a lot of hype here. But for whatever reason, Indiana, I think, is going to win this game. And then I think that Indiana, there's a little bit of magic that's going on with this IU team. I think they get the upset. This is my 5-12. We said we can't have too many 5-12 upsets.
But that's one of them?
This is my 5-12 upset. Because you know what we get in the next round? UCLA, Indiana, which is like, if you're the committee, you're like, this is too top-level program. So I'm going to take IU here.
The thing about this game, St. Mary's is very, very good. As you said, this is the highest seed they've ever had. What makes St. Mary's good is they slow it down, Tate.
Yes.
They play great defense.
Yes.
They muck it up. That's how they win. That's how we watch.
They're the muckers.
We watched them do it to Gonzaga. I was at your house. I was sitting on your couch. We were watching them just dismantle Gonzaga.
And what did I say to you that night? I'm picking St. Mary's to win in the first round.
Yeah.
And look where I am.
And as you're watching, you're like, these guys are really good at mucking it up. That's what they do. They do well. But what they are going to face in the first round after Indiana gets past Wyoming is a great mucking team.
Yeah.
This team mucks it up as well as anyone else.
Yes. And they've been doing it all year in the Big Ten.
They've been doing it all. Yeah. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a muck-off.
Yeah.
And I think Indiana was born for the muck-off. And in a muck-off, I like in a muck-off? I like the underdog.
I do too.
I always like the underdog in the muck-off.
Give me the dogs.
The 12 seed in the muck-off. I can't believe it. The team that's won 5 national titles versus the tiny school in the middle of nowhere, California.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the team with 5 national titles is the upset, but that's where we're at. Indiana over.
But I think that's why I like Indiana, because St. Mary's, they got their respect this year with their rank, with the seeding that they got. I think that they don't feel aggrieved. If they were a 7 seed and they were playing a 10 seed, I feel like they're much more fired up. But they got what they deserve. So there you go. Indiana moves on.
UCLA Akron.
The LeBron James game.
It is a LeBron James. It's a Moses game as well. Moses was born in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah.
He lives in LA now. So let's get Moses. Moses, by the way, I don't know if I said this at the top. We are filling out Moses' bracket after
that's
Tate
the best part.
That's at the end. If Moses is awake for it, he throws it off. Moses represents our viewers. He's just like, get to the who's gonna win. Just say who win in the title. Just give us the title pick. Damn it.
Easy.
The MAC. I looked this up because I said it yesterday and I want to make sure I was right.
Yeah.
They won an NCAA tournament game in each of the last 3 tournaments. Buffalo won 2. Then we didn't have a tournament. Then last year, Ohio beat Virginia Tate in the NCAA tournament. Do you see the MAC streak continuing?
I will say it's Arkansas. One of these 4-13 games, the upset is going to happen. We obviously took Vermont, but if Akron beats UCLA after they all come back and this season hasn't gone according to plan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this would be the final nail in the coffin as to the dream season really was not a dream season at all. So it does scare me a little bit with Akron. I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to take the Bruins. I'm going to take UCLA.
I'm taking UCLA too.
Yeah.
They have #unfinished business.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not losing to Akron in the first round. And plus, like you said, I want the UCLA Indiana.
Yeah, the Steve Alford game.
That's a great matchup right there.
Who's Steve Alford going to pull for in that game?
Oh, damn it! I have my first smear.
Oh, I know. I did the same thing here.
Damn it! Get it together. Tighten up, Titus.
Come
What are we
on,
doing?
tighten up.
Texas, Virginia Tech, 6-11.
Woo. I mean, this is a simple one for me. I really believe in this backcourt of Virginia Tech. I love Mutz. I think he's a physical guy that can match up with most anybody in the country. I think Mike Young is a very underrated basketball coach at this point.
He's an offensive genius.
I mean, he took Wofford basketball, which beat North Carolina twice in the Dean Dome, and then went to Virginia Tech, and people laughed at
Basically
Virginia
brought
Tech.
all the players.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to take Wofford basketball to the ACC.
Change our jerseys.
Everyone laughed at him, and then he won the ACC tournament. Ultimate validation, vindication, whatever you want to call it. And we saw him the first time, 2019, the Maui Invitational. They beat Michigan State.
Yeah.
And we said, wow, Mike Young's a really good basketball coach. I think he's, this is a game of 2 really good coaches, but Mike Young is the better coach. And no offense to Chris Beard, but Mike Young, he's got my vote. So
I'm going to say offense to Chris Beard. I'm going to say Mike Young's the better coach, and
there you go.
Beard, take it as you want. I don't care. Virginia Tech is
hot.
Texas is
not.
Texas is just like we've covered Texas all season.
Yeah.
Like we just say that like they're not a team of winners, Tate. They're just like a team of dudes that are
good players.
Timmy Allen's the one guy on the team that I think gives a damn.
Texas is the team that, like, at the NBA Combine, they make teams and they scrimmage. Like, they're like a scrimmage team at the Combine. There's a lot of talent here, but they're not actually a team. So I'll take Virginia Tech, who is a team.
You said it perfectly. I'm also taking Virginia Tech.
Love it.
Purdue and Yale.
I will say this. Purdue does not. Yeah, I mean, you go ahead and take Purdue.
I'm going to write. No, talk. I'm with you.
I think Yale is going to be an interesting matchup for Purdue. Purdue is a very undisciplined team at times, and I think Yale is going to have to force them to play within the confines of a game. You know what I mean? I think they're going to blow Yale out. So I think Purdue's going to win this game, but I'm going to be interested to watch this because Purdue's got a lot of pressure on them to show they are who we thought they were, and they think they're supposed to go to the Final Four.
Purdue is not. I'm trying to remember the last time that Purdue played a game where Purdue fans were like, "Yeah, we look like a national title.
Yeah,
we look national title good." It's been a maybe the Illinois game at home.
Yeah.
In February.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
They kind of handed it to Illinois. It's been a while, man.
And even when
Purdue is definitely the team that the idea of them has I mean, I said this yesterday, but
the perception
of what Purdue could be just keeps making you talk yourself, and then you watch them and like the pieces don't really fit. And Jaden Ivey, for as good as he is, dude, Jaden Ivey for most of this season has looked like he's ready to be in the NBA.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
It seems like he worked on a certain move at practice, and then he goes to the game and he's like, I'm going to work on this little dribble step back that I got going on. And it has nothing to do with, like I said, it's not within the confines of the actual game that's being played.
Right.
And that's what Yale's going to make them buckle up and play a real game, and that'll be interesting.
We've lost Moses, by the way. Moses is not interested in Purdue talk. He's
an IU dog.
He has walked off the set, but we both like Purdue.
Both like Purdue.
But that's
we're giving Yale their due. I think Yale's a really good team. I think they'll be interesting.
Murray State, San Francisco. This is the one game that I stared at that just gave me fits.
Best game of the first round.
Yeah,
right.
This one gave me fits. I honestly, in fact, we have some fun facts, I think, right, about these teams. I decided our crew put together these facts tape. Some of them are fun, some of them are funny, some of them are not funny, and they're just interesting. And I decided I am doing a coin flip on this one, and whichever fun fact
you like,
that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
So our fun fact about Murray State is that they've made an NCAA tournament 17 times, but have never advanced past the round of 32. That is not fun.
That's not fun. That's interesting. It's interesting.
That's not fun. San Francisco head coach Todd Golden led St. Mary's College to a pair of NCAA tournament appearances. Okay, so
that's factual.
Those are both just those. Neither one of them are really that fun.
I think the Dons are.
I was hoping for like Dick Pavetta went here.
Yeah. I think San Francisco is more interesting. If you're doing just the Dons, I mean, they haven't been to a tournament since 1998. They got Bill Russell in their back pocket.
Yeah.
We famously said they were a sleeping giant a couple years ago before we even knew this was.
Do you think Bill Russell and John Morant have a bet on this game?
No, but I like the idea that they could. I like the idea that John Morant could have a bet on this game. I mean, Murray State's a really good basketball team. 30 wins already, obviously, so we know who they are. But San Francisco is a really tough team. I'm leaning towards the Dons. I think I'm going San Francisco here.
I wrote down Murray State on my bracket, crossed it out, wrote San Francisco, crossed it out, and put Murray State.
So it sounds like
that's where I landed on.
Sounds like the Racers.
I think KJ Williams is going to be the best player on the floor, and I guess that's what it comes down to. Murray State knows how to win.
Yeah.
They've won more games than any. Do they lead the country still? They have all season.
Yeah.
Are they the only 31 team?
I think they are.
Or did Gonzaga?
Maybe not the only one, but
KJ Williams is going to be the best player on the court, so I'm taking Murray State. You take the Dons.
I'm taking the Dons. I also, during the bubble period of North Carolina, I had a lot of San Francisco fans coming to my neck talking about how much better they were than North Carolina. So I did my research on San Francisco, watched, a lot of their games, and I really like this team. So there you go, San Francisco.
I'm taking Kentucky. We'll move this along. Arizona is going to play the play-in winner, which is going to be Bryant. And I just want to say this real quickly, that Peter Kiss getting a 16 seed and making him play in the play-in game is disgusting, Tate. He shouldn't have to play in the play-in game. But then I thought about it, I slept on it, and I realized Bryant having the standalone situation in the first four is going to be awesome because they are a fun team. Whether they win or not, it doesn't matter.
But at least they get to win one game.
They're going to win your heart. I promise you that. Bryant, well, if you watch the Northeast Conference Championship when the fight broke out against Wagner, Peter Kiss is awesome.
He became a hero.
If Bryant plays Arizona, by the way, I just want to point this out. This game, these two teams are both like top 10, I think, in the country in tempo.
Yeah.
And they both. This game is going to be a final score of like Arizona 154, Bryant 98. It's going to be awesome.
I like.
It's going to be absolutely awesome. But Arizona's going to win whoever they play. Seton Hall, TCU.
Ooh. This was a game when we were talking about 8-9s. This is a great draw for Arizona. Seton Hall, we just saw in the Big East tournament. They were the hottest team coming in. I was actually buying a lot of stock. I was haul in, so to speak. But I think I'm going TCU in this game.
You are going TCU.
I am. I think I like this TCU team's toughness, their tenacity. Seton Hall is going the wrong direction, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I kind of like
Seton Hall. Yeah, they did not play great in the Big East tournament. I think that's going to be a good reset for them. Seton Hall's been without their point guard for a while. Aiken broke his wrist, and that's been not. But they figured it out. They've been playing good basketball without him. Yeah. Something happened in the Big East tournament. They did not look inspiring. I think they are going to rest up. They're going to be.
So you're thinking rest, not rust.
Rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Seton Hall over TCU. Houston, UAB.
This is, again, 12-5. I can understand why. We said it was probably the best 12-5, upset to pick. But for whatever reason, Houston, They understand the NCAA tournament. I don't know how they finesse the game, but I'm gonna take the cue.
So Houston beat their first NCAA tournament team all season yesterday.
Their first quad one win. A lot of people talked about this team can't get in because they have no quad one wins. Houston literally no quad one wins until
Houston got their biggest win of the season yesterday.
And Houston fans were upset. They were like, we should be a 3 seed. We should be a 4 seed.
If Houston would have lost to Memphis, they should have been on the bubble. I'm not even kidding. They should have legitimately been on the bubble. They beat Memphis, so now they're the 5 seed. So like every fiber of my being says UAB, Jordan Jelly Walker, the guy that was torching the Conference USA tournament. This is a great matchup for UAB to beat Houston. But then because Houston doesn't beat, that's been my criticism of them for 2 years. They don't play like great teams and beat great teams. They just like
they lost to East Carolina last year.
They're basically what people think Gonzaga still is, or what Gonzaga was 15 years ago, where they play in a garbage Mickey Mouse conference, load up on wins, whatever. So for that reason, I want to pick UAB. But then I realized UAB is the exact type of team that Houston beats. This is like when we're thinking of like the mid-tier teams.
That is what they're used to playing.
That's what they're used to playing.
Houston's like finally a conference game.
So then I talked myself back into Houston, but then I got to go with my heart, and I think Jelly Walker's going to go nuts.
You're going UAB?
Yeah, so I'm going UAB.
Is that that's your first 5-12? There you go.
No, I picked Indiana.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we got 2. I think we're done now. No more 5-12 upsets.
I think that might be it for me.
That's it.
All right, Illinois, Chattanooga.
I really like this Illinois team. Obviously, I famously picked them to win the title last year. I still believe in Kofi Cockburn. I like Trent Frazier. I think Plummer's really the X factor, the difference on this team. I hope Curbelo can do something that's positive for this group. Chattanooga's a tough group. It'll be a close game, but I'm going to take the Fighting Illini.
Illinois is going to smoke them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Illinois got to
they got to send a message.
The one thing Illinois has to I said this a few weeks ago, the culture of Illinois basketball is a little too much whining, a little too much like
it's everyone else's fault.
Everyone else, if we could just get this to
it's kind of the Big Ten.
If they just shut up.
All the Big Ten fan bases are like that. No offense.
If they just shut up and go out and try to kick ass, they will easily take care of Chattanooga. It's a big if though, because Illinois has been all year like teetered, but they gotta. You're right. They gotta play through Trent Frazier and let Trent Frazier and
he's the guy
and Plummer go off.
I also think that like the reason I like this Illinois team is because of their defense, and that's with Kofi as rim protection, and then they have 2 guards that can really match up with anybody. And I mean, if you look at this team all season, they love to play on the road. Like they always put out roadkill. You know what I mean? Like they like being on the road, and that says something about this team. And so I like.
They got unfinished business too. They got their asses handed to them by Loyola last year. They can't.
Sister Jean.
They're not going out to chat. If they do,
we're almost close to Sister Jean.
Yeah,
again.
I know.
Oh my God. I don't want to talk about it.
Colorado State, Michigan, first game of the real tournament, quote unquote, on Thursday. This is the first game that we tip off on Thursday, Tate.
I like Colorado State as a team. I think they should be a 5 seed. And in that sense is why I really think they're going to beat Michigan. But Michigan's a bad matchup, bad draw for them. I mean, as far as the talent on that team. Is Juwan Howard coaching this game?
Yes, he will.
Okay, so Colorado State, I'll take Colorado State.
If you don't know who David Roddy is, you're going to know after this game.
Yeah.
He is a bowling ball that plays for Colorado
They were the last
State.
Undefeated team this season, right? Colorado State? Yeah.
They are their offense is a ton of fun to watch, Colorado State.
Yeah.
Roddy is he's going to run circles around Hunter Dickinson. Anytime I see Michigan in a bracket, I get a little dizzy because they have figured it out as a program. Michigan always finds a way. They really that's why they take so much joy in like taking the Mr. March thing from Tom Izzo, because they kind of have an argument that Michigan as a program is sort of.
They did. They kind of took it a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. That, like,
especially with Beeline.
Michigan doesn't matter what their seed is. They're an 11 seed. Michigan fans have already talked themselves into beating Colorado State. Then we match up well against Tennessee. Yada yada yada. And I start listening to it, and I believe it.
You see it, yeah. You're like, oh, I can see that.
But Colorado State's the better team, and I have to trust that. Michigan was 17-14, dude. And they made the NCAA tournament. They didn't have to play in the playing game.
Agreed. And to go back to Coach Titus's point, though, as far as like the draw, for Indiana versus Michigan, I would almost. I mean, obviously you have to play in the play-in, which sucks. But I almost would take Indiana's draw like as the 5-12, then to play Colorado State.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little bit of a silver lining.
Michigan was 17-14, lost in the first Big Ten tournament game.
Crazy.
To a team that was on the bubble.
Crazy.
Had a head coach start a fight and suspended for a long time.
Michigan.
And then was comfortable in the tournament.
Michigan's a blue blood.
What a world. Tennessee, Longwood.
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee's red hot. They are.
I love Tennessee.
That was the biggest travesty of the seeding process was Tennessee getting the 3, Duke getting the 2.
There's
zero sense.
There's an argument.
There's absolutely 0 sense.
There's an argument to be made that Tennessee could have been a 1 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, legitimately, the SEC.
If you would have wanted to argue that Tennessee deserved a 1 over Baylor, I wouldn't have probably agreed, but I would have listened.
Exactly.
Yeah, we would have started the conversation.
Won the SEC tournament, beat Kentucky twice head-to-head, who's also a 2 seed. So
beat Arizona at home.
Beat Arizona. Yeah. I mean, you beat a team that's above you on the seed line
too?
twice.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, no, I'm just look at this resume. This team could have been a 1 seed and they're a 3 seed, which is egregious.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean they got a really bad draw, but I think they make a run regardless.
All right, now we're on to Ohio State Loyola, and I want to say this. I have a message to America because it has been a rocky road, Tate. It has been an up and down season to say the least. We being the Buckeyes have dealt with COVID. We have dealt with injuries.
Yeah, so much
that it's. To an extent that I
adversity.
So
much adversity.
Every single guy on this roster has been hurt for it feels like months.
Except for Joey Brunk.
He was here too. Joey Brunk's like 45 years old, dude. He gets up out of bed and is just like walking around like that. This Ohio State has limped into the NCAA tournament. We lose to Penn State, choke away the first game of the Big Ten tournament. What was it? Two and a half weeks ago, Ohio State was in position to still technically clinch a share of the Big Ten.
You were thinking you had a shot, yeah.
Lose at Maryland. Lose at home against Nebraska. It has been uninspiring basketball down the stretch.
Can't hold a lead in a game. So even if you see that Ohio State's up 20 at halftime, like watch the second half.
The sky is falling. I have friends and family asking me about Chris Holtmann and what decisions is Ohio State going to make about Chris Holtmann, and I'm like, what are we talking about here? What decision? What are we talking about? There is a cloud forming around Columbus, Ohio, Tate, and I just want to say that as someone who has contributed to the cloud, it's all nonsense.
You think it's nonsense?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It has gotten out of control.
Wow.
We have to put our foot down.
I thought you were dabbing.
No, we have to.
We have to put our foot down and dab on these haters.
We're putting our foot down because what we're not talking about is that during the skid, Zed Key's been out, Kyle Young's been out.
Yeah, that's why Joey Brunk was playing. Yeah.
Our interior defense has been a mess. Both those guys, I think, are going to be back for this game. We have now reached a position, though, Tate, where Loyola Chicago, a first-year head coach at Loyola Chicago, is a 10 seed.
Yeah.
Going up against Ohio State with 2 lottery picks, a guy who it should be a first-team All-American, won't be because haters.
Yeah.
2 lottery picks, or 2 first-round picks, I'm sorry, and Malachi Branham and E.J. Liddell. And we've somehow reached a position where a first-year head coach at Loyola Chicago is favored in this game, Tate.
Really? They're favored?
They're favored. The disrespect is out of control. And I guess what I'm saying is I understand. It's been up and down. Ohio State beat Duke. I was like, we're winning the title. We lost a couple stinkers.
Biggest win of the season.
I'm done with this team. But it's ridiculous. It's gotten to a point where
so you believe
it's rubber band. Like the Ohio State disrespect is a rubber band effect, and it's swung so far the other way that it's making me sick. We are not losing to Sister Jean. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to all of America, to all the haters. I'm sorry. We're beating Sister Jean. That's how it's gonna. So all of you all the blue checks out there that wrote their little article about Sister Jean stole your heart.
Another magical run.
She came back and stole your soul. Now she's going for your grandkids or whatever it is, your article you're trying to write.
Be careful.
Don't write that article.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
You know who's stealing your heart? Malachi Branham. Write that article. Ohio State.
I would never, out of principle, ever pick Sister Jean. She's one of my biggest rivals in all of college basketball. And in fact, we called her Sister Meme, and she made it about herself and not about the kids. And this program, it's always about the kids. Ohio State.
Let's go.
Chris Holtmann. About the kids. Let's go. Ohio State, proud of you guys. You did it. Sister Jean, get her out of here. This is her last tournament, maybe.
Villanova, Delaware. Villanova, right?
Oh, yes. That's a fun matchup, by the way. Ohio State, Villanova. That's a good. You talked about matchups in the second round.
That'll
be a
fun matchup.
Yeah.
Kansas over the Texas schools. Right?
Yeah.
We don't.
I'll take Kansas.
The Texas playing game is the Texas Southern, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. No disrespect to either one of those teams. I won't watch it.
Well, Texas Southern, they've won a championship, so they got pedigree. Respect Texas Southern. But, yeah, you're right.
I want to apologize to the families of those players. I'm not going to watch the game.
You're watching the Bryant game, though.
I'm not going to watch. I'm watching
the Bryant game.
I'm
so
locked
it's not a 16 thing. It's not like you disrespect 16.
No, it's
literally just.
It's literally no disrespect whatsoever. I'm just simply not going to watch a second of that game. Yeah. No disrespect. But I'm not going to watch. I will find other programming that night.
There you go.
I actually will watch every second of the game.
Yeah, I know. We need basketball, so we'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
San Diego State Creighton. This was the 8-9 game. Boise State Memphis jumped out to me because that was the one that was revealed first. But then by the time and obviously Carolina Marquette because of your but in terms of you remove all the loaded like the memes of Memphis and the your affiliation with Carolina. This is the actual
remove the memes.
This is the actual 8-9 game that caught my attention because. When you're thinking of branding of these two schools, you would think San Diego State defensive-minded. Greg McDermott at Creighton is an offensive-minded coach.
Great coach.
Creighton is an offensive team.
Yeah.
Not so much this year.
Yeah.
Creighton is a defensive-minded team. This is a Muck City game. San Diego State versus Creighton. It is going to be just muck to the max.
Yeah.
Just a lot of defense being played in this one. How do you see it shaking out?
I really was buying all the Creighton stock after the Big East tournament. I really like this team. I in fact think it's pretty crazy they're a 9 seed. I thought they would be an 8-7 range. But this is a bad matchup for Creighton. I really think so. I've liked the San Diego State team all year, so I'm actually going to ride with San Diego State.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I think if you had asked me going in before I saw the bracket, is Creighton going to win their first round game? I'm like, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think I'm going to take San Diego.
But as I said, this is I think it's a bad matchup for Creighton because San Diego State lives in the muck. And even though I said earlier, I always like the underdog in a muck off, but I think Creighton's going to be favored, right?
Yeah, I think
I think they got the seeding wrong.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Creighton's an 8 seed or a 7 seed.
So, like, even though Creighton is by seeding the underdog, my brain, I look at these two teams and I think San Diego State's the underdog.
Yeah.
So I'm taking San Diego State because it's going to be a muck off, and I like San Diego State. I like the underdog in muck off.
I like that. And Creighton just made a run in the Big East tournament. They've had a good year. Whew, this next game.
Iowa Richmond. This is not hard for me. I like Iowa. You like Richmond because of what, Tate? Explain why you like Richmond.
Jacob Gilyard. I think he is. He has the all-time record for steals in the NCAA throughout his career. So I just think that Richmond's going to press in this game. I think they're going to try to get Iowa sped up a little bit. But I still think I'm going to take Iowa. I wanted to take Richmond because of 1984. People forget Richmond in 1984 beat Auburn and Charles Barkley, big upset game. So Richmond's been here before. They made a Sweet 16 run the same year that VCU
they got guys on
went to
team.
the Final Four.
This Richmond too.
No. I'm just saying the pedigree is there for.
They got a couple
Spiders.
guys from 1984 on the
pedigree is there for the Spiders. I would love to pick Richmond, but I'm going to take Iowa. Okay. I want to take Richmond though, but I can't have that many 5-12.
Richmond to me, Richmond's this year's Georgetown, the team that won their conference tournament.
And everyone's like,
yeah. And I understand Iowa won their conference tournament. You could say Iowa's hot, but Iowa was hot before the conference tournament.
Yeah.
I want to point that out.
Yeah.
Like Iowa wasn't. It wasn't like they got hot right in the Big Ten. They were red hot leading into the Big Ten tournament. Then they just kept it rolling.
Yeah.
Richmond, they had to win their tournament to get into this tournament. So I get Georgetown vibes.
I want it to be Richmond, but it's Iowa. Bad matchup for Richmond.
South Dakota State Providence.
You know who I'm taking.
You know who I'm taking as well.
Yeah.
We both like Providence all year, but listen, Providence was lucky. Providence fans know it. They've tried to adopt it into their culture of every time you see the Providence crowds, they're wearing shirts that say we're lucky and
great fans.
They're holding up 4-leaf clovers and whatever else.
Yeah. The luck of the Friars.
The case you would make that Providence is not lucky, as we've talked about on the show all year, is that there might be some sort of skill to winning these games close. Like when the game comes, when
they know how to
it's
close
becoming
out a
crunch
game.
time.
Yeah.
Al Durham, who is 1 for 12 in the game, suddenly
hits a 3,
goes nuts, right?
And out of nowhere.
So the case you would make for Providence winning is that they know how to win, quote unquote. That they just simply know how to win.
Yes.
The problem is, Tate, you're playing South Dakota State, who has won more than Providence has. So every part of you that would talk yourself into this Providence isn't lucky, there's actually some sort of skill to figuring out how to win these games, applies to South Dakota State and then some.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference, obviously, is South Dakota State was not playing in the Big East. So I guess you talk yourself into Providence that way. I think Providence has better players-ish. I think this is honestly a coin flip game to me. And in coin flip games, I like to take the underdog, so I'm taking South Dakota State.
I was going to take South Dakota State, and I was pretty locked in last night. Like I said, I made my bracket. It was Jackrabbits all the way. I woke up this morning. I was feeling a little bit of Providence. I'm like, maybe the Magic, they can win one game, especially with the way the Big East went. So I'll give them one game. I'll give Cooley one game.
Oh.
I'll give him one game because my 4-13's happening up here. I thought
you were taking South Dakota State.
I thought I was too, but again, this is not head, this is heart. This is not head, this is heart. So I'll take Providence.
This is why we do it live, because if we weren't doing this live, we would get done recording, and then Tate would turn to our producers.
I couldn't even write Providence. Like my hand started like breaking. So
if we weren't doing this live,
yeah.
If we weren't doing this live, you would turn to our producers and be like, "Cut all that part. Put State back in." But now you got to ride with it.
Yeah, I know.
LSU, Iowa State. LSU, Will Wade was just fired, and for that reason, I'm taking LSU.
Yeah, no, yeah, right? Like, that's kind of how I feel about this team. LSU is one of the best defensive teams in the country. We were joking this year, like, how did Will Wade convince this team to play defense? We still don't know. And obviously, we're never going to find out because Will Wade is gone. But I like LSU in this game.
Will Wade he only ever coached half of a basketball.
Yeah.
He only ever coached half of the fastest to bad. Like, every LSU team is either great at offense and terrible at defense, or great at defense and terrible at offense.
Which goes to show he's not really coaching. He's basically just like, we got some good players.
He's got some good players. He's
they're
like,
more
what do you guys
play?
do well? Go do it. Hey, all you guys are 5 stars. Why were you 5 stars?
He walks into practice. He was like, so I've been hearing about this horn set. You guys see any of that out there? You guys want to run some horns?
Wisconsin, Colgate.
This is Colgate, one of the hottest teams in the country.
Colgate, very hot. Wisconsin is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So there's that. Johnny Davis did not look 100% in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think Wisconsin needs Johnny Davis to be 100% to beat Colgate. I like Wisconsin.
I do too. But shout out to Colgate.
Wisconsin, by the way, is we've made the connection with Wisconsin and Providence, as Wisconsin has been pretty lucky in a lot of games because they throw up last-second shots. With the most famous example, they win the Big Ten on Chucky Hepburn's banked-in three.
Ridiculous.
Wisconsin does take care of the ball. They do have like the tenets of Wisconsin basketball that lead to you being lucky, which is like I think are they number one in the country again at turnovers?
I think so.
At not turning the ball over.
I saw someone saying that, yeah.
So they still do all that stuff that, you know, like in the end it makes them lucky, but it's like this is how we got to this point. And they have Johnny Davis. Unlike Providence, who does not have a Johnny. You can say Jared Bynum or Al Durham's your Johnny Davis. Not even close. They have Johnny Davis.
They had Brad Davison in the first round.
Yes.
Brad Davison in the first round is one of the best players in the country. Everything after that, wipe it clean. But in the first round, Brad's different. So take Wisconsin there.
USC, Miami.
USC has one of the
Which
best.
football program's more back, by the way? Let's who cares about that? Let's take the next 30 to 45 minutes to discuss the football
As
program.
a coastal guy,
Who's more back?
as an ACC coastal guy, I'm going to have to go USC because I think Miami's a lot of, you know how Miami is. They like to fluff things up. We hired this guy, we got this recruit, we're doing this, and then somehow the exact same team always comes out. You know what I mean? Miami has like all these different players.
Are you talking football?
Yeah, I'm talking
okay.
football. Yeah. But basketball. No, but basketball, I really like Larinaga, by the way. Jim Larinaga, often disrespected and slighted in the game of basketball. Should have won ACC Coach of the Year this year.
Okay.
I know a lot of people were like, it's got to be Steve Forbes, but where's Steve Forbes?
A lot of people, if I'm being completely honest, didn't care because a lot of people were watching.
A lot of people. Well, the ACC people cared, but I like Larinaga. But USC, what a great path for them. I really like this team.
Do we have fun facts about these two schools? What do we have? Isaiah Mobley's older brother is an NBA Rookie of the Year candidate, Evan Mobley. Yes.
Yes, we did know that.
Cameron McGusty is a 6-year redshirt senior.
And also, all those Oklahoma transfers, just like McGusty, if they had just stayed at Oklahoma, they might have won the title this year. You know what I mean? If Brady had stayed, McGusty, like, I mean, there's a bunch of talent there. But I'm going to take USC in this game.
Shout out to Oklahoma, who's not in this tournament, who's the best team probably not in it.
Well, they were first 4 out, right? If they had
what happened to your bracket, dude? You got
it's
a leg.
It's falling over. Is it there? Is it back?
I don't know.
Is it leaning?
Where are we at? I'm picking USC. I forget what game we were even talking about. USC, Miami?
USC, Miami. USC's winning.
I'm a West Coast guy.
What?
I'm a Pac-12 rep. Dude, what the what is happening? Look. You got it.
Oh yeah, slide me down.
Slide me down.
Slide me down.
We got to
tighten me up.
There we go. Live.
It's still off.
Live programming. Auburn, Jacksonville State. We like Auburn, don't we?
Yeah. I just want to hold this. Mace, you coming?
All right, so that's the first round. That's
You got Auburn?
Yeah, that's the hard part. I think this is that's the part that gives you fits because that's the reality. That's like all these games. Well, I guess we don't know what the play-in situation is going to be, but these games are actually going to happen. So these are the games that like you really spend a lot of time.
And for the listeners at home, like we've done this with the bracket. We got done with the first round, and people were like, "Good God, this is taking." The first round obviously is going to take a long time, and then we're going to climb from there.
But these become more fun because, like, if we're being completely honest,
these are the real matchup.
Well, no, these aren't going to actually happen. So you're just you know what? You know what? That's not true. That's not true. These aren't going to happen.
Yeah,
we're both going to get perfect brackets this year.
Yeah, even though our brackets are different.
You know what? Attitude change. Attitude change. One of these years.
Yeah, it's all
going to work. It has to.
What are the odds? It has.
One of these years. It has to, like, not even a perfect bracket, but like one of these. Somebody watching is going to
get it right.
Get it right.
Yeah.
Not get it perfect, but like dominate their pool. Dominate our pool, by the way. Maybe they dominate our pool.
Yeah.
It could be you. It could be you or I.
Just
I don't know. All right, go ahead. Gonzaga versus Memphis State is what you have. I have Gonzaga, Boise State.
I'm taking the Zags. Going to be a good game. I like, what I've seen from Memphis State, but they're not getting the upset done here. Zags move on. Drew Timme has a big game.
I like Gonzaga as well. We both have UConn, Vermont. What do you like in this one?
I think this is a sneaky game. Probably be a really, really good game, but UConn survives. Maybe it goes to overtime, but UConn survives against the Catamounts.
This is a game. UConn is far more talented than Vermont.
Yeah.
But all the things I was saying about Vermont and Arkansas, of Vermont being like a perfect NCAA tournament team, of just being experienced, taking care of the ball, and shooting threes well, being very disciplined. This is the classic like talent versus I don't want to say David versus Goliath, but it is that, and for that reason I want to take Vermont. I think this is a game where like UConn.
Okay.
I understand that UConn.
I like it.
I understand that UConn fans have talked themselves into this UConn team being special, but I think this is just like I've been watching UConn all season, and you just like pull your hair out at certain moments throughout the season of like, why can't they just bring it all together? When they finally bring it all together, they'll be good. When they finally bring it all, and I think this game, they're going to say, if we could just finally bring it all together, we could beat Gonzaga. If we could just finally, and then they just don't bring it all together, and they lose to Vermont.
Good day for the Catamounts fans, yeah.
Rutgers, Texas Tech for me. You have Notre Dame, Texas Tech.
Ooh, I'm going to take Texas Tech. I think it's pretty simple, right? Texas Tech is one of my favorite teams in this tournament just because of their defense. I think that they have been almost overlooked at times in the Big 12. When we talk about the top teams in the Big 12, everybody wants to talk about Baylor, everybody wants to talk about Kansas. But Texas Tech is a really tough team, and playing Notre Dame, playing Rutgers, whoever it may be, I think they have a good advantage.
Yeah. Everything you just said is the exact. It doesn't matter who they're going to play.
Yeah.
Texas Tech. I like Texas Tech onto the Sweet 16. You have Davidson Duke. I'll let you go first.
Yes. So we're in Greenville, South Carolina. And for the listeners at home, they're like, why does that matter? Well, in 2017, Duke was playing in Greenville, South Carolina, and they went up against the South Carolina team with Sindarius Thornwell, P.J. Dozier, great group, and got the upset in Greenville. It was a homecoming of sorts for those guys, those South Carolina guys. They ended up going to the Final Four. A lot of Davidson fans in the building, a lot of history with Coach K being in Greenville. Greenville people are going to be rallying for this Davidson team. Sam Meninga, biggest upset. Bob McKillop is a better coach than Coach K, on the record. Bob McKillop is a better coach than Coach K. He wins this game because he's a better coach. Davidson moves on.
Coach K's career ends in Greenville, South Carolina.
Because David's son versus Goliath. You play the Goliath, and David moves on, and here you go.
Foster Loyer does feel like a good player to Duke, like to
senior guards, that know how to control a game. That is what Duke does not want to face. Davidson gets it done.
Unfortunately, Foster Loyer is not going to be playing Duke because Michigan State's going to beat him. But
that's also a great matchup. You gotta think about that too. Izzo, who's a better coach, Izzo or K?
I have felt K has owned Izzo historically.
Not in 2019,
except for one instance that Izzo can hang over his head forever, which is that K's most talented team maybe he's ever had.
Ever.
In 2019, when he had the top 3 recruits in the country.
Yep.
Failed to make the Final Four, lose to Michigan State in the Elite Eight.
Cassius Winston, I love you forever.
What's interesting about that, Tate, is that all season I felt like this Duke team is a diet version of the 2019 team, which is that they don't have an obvious point guard.
Yeah.
I know Jeremy Roach is kind of filled in and taken.
Well, Keels is now the point guard. Weirdly.
Yeah, Keel, but they don't have they don't have the traditional point guard that all the best two teams have. 2019, they didn't have that. They don't play the best defense. It's just like a bunch of great talent that doesn't necessarily fit well together, but they go out and win because they're so talented, right?
Yeah.
So I've thought that this Duke team has a lot of 2019 vibes. And the fact that they might be meeting Michigan State it's almost too perfect.
And I started thinking, it's so good that you're like, I can't even pick this because you're overthinking.
And I started thinking about it, and I was like, is this the way his career is going to end?
Yeah.
Is that it's going to come back to Michigan State Duke, and all roads lead back to kind of where it started, I guess?
Yeah.
And then it hit me. Yeah, I think it is. I think this is where his career ends. I think this is where Tom Izzo hangs it up. And Mike Krzyzewski beats Tom Izzo, and Tom Izzo says, I can't get over this hump.
I can't coach. I can't coach against.
I'm done.
I can't coach against Coach K again. Well, there you go. So Duke moves on.
You thought I was going somewhere else with that, right?
I did. You got me. You got me.
Duke's beating Michigan State. I don't think Michigan.
I think Michigan State's not good enough to beat Duke. I will say that. This team this year, all of
like
the
I said,
storylines feel right.
If Michigan State had like a classic Michigan State team where, like kind of the things I was saying about Vermont, where they're just the experience and they take care of the ball and you try like Vermont has an obvious ceiling. They're only so good, but they're gonna come close to that. Like I feel comfortable that they're gonna freaking bring it in the NCAA tournament. Michigan, I don't have any confidence in Michigan State.
I agree.
They're kind of a mess of a team chemistry-wise. So what you need, like honestly, I would feel better about Vermont's chances of beating Duke than Michigan State.
I feel better about Davidson.
I might feel better about Davidson.
That's what I'm saying. Davidson's a better matchup against Duke than Michigan State.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Davidson has a better chance to beat Duke. But they're not going to play Duke because Michigan State.
I know, and this is the perfect example. With Davidson, don't overlook Michigan State.
Baylor, North Carolina.
You know what I want to do? Again, this is my heart. I mean, I think this is a great matchup for North Carolina just because of Baylor's injuries and things like that. But Baylor is going to win this game. Just those are the facts. So I'll take Baylor to move on.
I have Baylor's
a close game. Maybe
Baylor's
Carolina
another team that like we have not seen their final form all season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to really see their final form. I don't think we're going to ever see what this Baylor team could have been.
Yeah.
But they are better in North Carolina. I know that. So
I will say this. I like Baycott against Sohan. I like Baycott in that matchup. I think because Sohan's more of like a tweener than he is like a true five, and I think Baycott, will match up well there. But for whatever reason, I think Baylor finds a way.
Do we both have IU UCLA?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like in this one?
I like Indiana to get in their head a little bit and it be a close game, and maybe Indiana gets the fireworks going. By the way, Mike Woodson, what a great job in year one. I know a lot of the media killed him for getting hired. They said it was a bad hire. Done a great job. This game, America buys in. They're like IU. I see it now, but UCLA survives. UCLA moves on.
I see the under 8 timeout.
Yeah.
The Indiana Hoosiers are up by 6.
Exactly. Yes.
Trey Galloway.
Yes.
Just took it to the hole. Made like a circus shot that he does where he's like driving left and he like flips it back up like that and it went in. And they cut to the crowd. And Indiana fans traveled well out west.
Yeah.
And they're going crazy.
And they're breathing their hands like.
And it's an under 8 timeout. Maybe Mick Cronin calls a timeout in place of the under 8 timeout. Like you can't even wait for the under 8 timeout.
It's 8:07. He's like, I gotta give time.
And Juzang and Jaquez are just kind of like shuffling their feet and they're just hanging their heads. And the Indiana fans are going crazy. And my dad's texting me. And they're like, are we going to the Sweet 16? Is it happening? The Hoosiers are up 6 with 8 minutes left. And internally, I'm saying to myself,
oh, no.
I've seen this story before.
Oh, no.
This Indiana team all year.
Oh, no.
We know where this is going.
It's not going to end well, and that's why I feel bad. Indiana's going to have a great game here.
Yeah.
You're saying exactly what I think the script is, but UCLA moves on.
UCLA moves on.
There you go.
Virginia Tech, Purdue. This will be a fun one if it happens. I want to pick Purdue. I really do, and I know every Purdue fan watching is rolling their eyes because they don't believe that I don't know. They must forget that I'm a Purdue booster, and I really would love to see Purdue go on a run. My mom played at Purdue.
Come on.
I might be a bigger Purdue fan than half the Purdue fans watching this.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Well, you have reason.
But dude, Purdue has been so frustrating all season. Certainly the last month or so. I can't stress enough that like I don't want to say they're checked out, but like they don't mesh well together. I don't know what it like.
Yeah.
If you told me that Jaden Ivey
checked out is the right word.
And Zach Edey have not spoken a word to each other the last 6 weeks, I would believe that. Really?
If you told me they never talk to each other, I'd be like,
never talk to each
other. Looks like that.
Jaden Ivey looks like he never talks to any of his teammates, which like He to me he looks like he's ready for the NBA, which again is good and bad. It's good because like the guy is so much more talented than everybody else on the floor, it's bad because like he just kind of does his own thing at times and puts his head down. And
my problem with Purdue is like Mason Gillis will get like an offensive rebound, and the basket will be right here, and instead of looking, he's like looking for Jaden Ivey. You know what I mean? And that kind of feels like their team a little bit. So it gives me a little bit of
I think I want to do it because Virginia Tech.
I'm doing it.
This is a great matchup for Virginia Tech. They love to shoot. It's going to be a 3-point competition basically, and I think Virginia Tech is well suited to take on Purdue, and for that reason, I think I'm going to take Virginia Tech.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech as well. I mean, I think Virginia Tech is the hottest team in the ACC right now. I think Purdue is, obviously been one of the best teams in the Big Ten all year, but as far as who's playing better basketball right now, it's Virginia Tech. So I'm going to take VT over Purdue, which I think is if you had told us at the start of the year that was going to happen, that would blow our minds. So Virginia Tech, and then Kentucky, San Francisco. Oh, you're already moving on.
I was making mine simple. I had Kentucky, Murray State. There's a 0% chance that
that's like little brother.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
And I'm not saying that's not a disrespect to Murray. That's not like I want to be clear. Like this isn't like Murray State can't handle the big boys. I'm saying like I've seen how this works, and there's
even
no
if Murray State plays a better game, Kentucky wins this game.
There's going to be some
chicanery.
Kentucky's not losing that game.
Chicanery. I think San Francisco gives Kentucky a really good game. This is the first scare of the tournament for them, but Kentucky moves on, so we'll take Kentucky.
But to your point about Murray State and Kentucky, that's why Davidson's never beating Duke and South Carolina.
I will say this. Bob McKillop is smart enough to work the officials against K. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have a coach that knows how to really do it.
Right.
And Izzo can do it. Bob McKillop can do it. See, I think if Duke makes it here, like, they don't lose to Texas Tech, right? I mean, like, I think that Coach K has too much power over a first-year head coach. You know what I mean? You got to look at those matchups.
Arizona versus UF-TCU, I have Seton Hall. I don't think it matters for either one of us, does it?
Arizona.
Yeah. Kirk Reese is not 100%. He says he's going to play, right, in the NCAA tournament. If I was Arizona, certainly don't play him in the first game, right? Maybe you play him against Seton Hall, TCU, but I don't know. They didn't really look like they needed him.
Well, you know what I think the secret of this Arizona team is? Terry at the point guard. Dalen Terry playing point guard. I think it's like a sneaky crunch time lineup where they can just like move him over and let him have the ball.
Kyer's awesome too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're freaking loaded.
I love Arizona in the same way I love Tennessee because they have ball handlers who can literally just like kind of calm down the team if things are going awry. You know what I mean? It's not just one guy that has to do it. So I like Arizona a lot.
You had Houston. I had UAB versus Illinois. Your thoughts?
I mean, Illinois moves on. I mean, I think Houston's happy to be here at this point. I think Illinois is a much better team than Houston. I think this is a great draw for Illinois, and I think Illinois goes to this.
Whether it's Houston or UAB, it doesn't matter. I like Illinois.
Yep. So there you go. And this is, if you remember 2005, Arizona, Illinois, one of the greatest
2005, if you remember, freaking December, wasn't it, when they played? And played in Champaign. That was a great game.
That was a great game.
That was awesome.
I mean, if this game happens again, this is a win for college basketball. Yeah, I think it was November, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
None of those games, man. November, December, throw them out.
We don't have the technology to look that up, so we'll just say December and move on. Tennessee, Colorado State.
Whew.
Did you have both? You had Colorado State.
Yeah. We both had this game. I think this will be a good matchup. I mean, it scares me for Tennessee. This goes back to Tennessee getting screwed. Like, to have to play a team like this in the second round, if they're a 2 seed, they don't have a matchup like this. But I'm going to take Tennessee because I believe in this team. I think, with those 3 guards, they can do anything. So I'll move Tennessee on.
Yeah, Tennessee is I don't need to make it complicated.
I think this is my favorite region as far as like the matchups and how things could play.
There are a lot of likable teams in this region.
Yeah.
Michigan's in there, but there's a lot of teams, and you know how I feel about Houston.
Yeah.
But, there are some likable teams.
There are a few likable teams.
No, there are. There's a lot of fun stories that can emerge from this region, and one of them is Ohio State beating Villanova. Correct? Is that what you're going to say?
I don't see that. I see Colin Gillespie going to the Final Four, or at least getting to the Elite Eight. So I'm going to take Nova here, but your Buckeyes. This is a tough matchup for Villanova to have to play those two guys, Liddell and Branham. I mean,
for all the Ohio State selling of Ohio State stock that's going on out there, Tate, I would like to remind everybody that the Buckeyes can't beat anybody.
Yeah.
We can.
They beat Duke. People forget.
There are a few asses in college basketball I'm sick of seeing, Tate, and one of them is Colin Gillespie's ass backing down in the post. I'm sick of seeing this. That's a sight in college. I'm sick of seeing Jaden Ivey holding his ass when he falls on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing Bo Borowski run into the monitor and turning his ass and looking. I'm sick of it. There's some asses that we need to get out of college basketball.
Yeah. Bo Borowski's number 1 on my list.
One of them is Colin Gillespie backing his ass down in the post.
And he's infected the rest of the team.
Yes.
The whole team is like that now. They're like, oh, I need to get a bucket. Let's back him down.
And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when Villanova plays Ohio State. Colin Gillespie is going to He has no post moves. Chris Holtman, if you're watching this man has no post. It'd be one thing if Colin backed down and he hit him with like a
little dream shake or something.
Baby hook, you know?
Yeah.
Or like a, classic up and under. You're a fan of the up and under.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He goes like that. He backs him down and he goes, and lays it up like that. That's all he does.
Or he does like a little fake turn later.
I know this. You know this. You know who else knows this? E.J. Liddell knows this.
Okay.
E.J. Liddell, who somehow, inexplicably in this offseason, turned into Dikembe Mutombo. He turned into like the one of the greatest shot blockers in Ohio State basketball history. I don't know how it happened. He's going to study this tape. He's going to see Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie's going to take the ball at the wing, Tate. He's going to take one dribble and turn his ass. And E.J. Liddell's just going to go stand underneath the basket and be like, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
And he's going to back him down. And he's going to have like Michi Johnson on him or something. He's going to go like this, pin it against the glass over and over and over.
Yeah.
But I still think Villanova will. No, I'm just kidding. Ohio State's winning this game.
Okay, there you go. I like an upset. That's a bad draw for Villanova if Ohio State gets there, really.
You're absolutely right, though. After Villanova won the Big East tournament, I was like, that team's going to the Final Four. And then I saw that Ohio State might play them in the second round, and I was like,
not so fast.
Crap. I was like, I hate this so much. Kansas versus you picked San Diego State too, didn't you?
Okay. Yeah, we both did. I really like this Kansas team. Won the regular season, won the tournament. Arizona's the other team that did that. I like both those teams a lot. I think this is going to be a tough game. San Diego State, tough matchup. You could convince me that San Diego State could pull the upset here, but for whatever reason, I really like KU this year. And I like the self-assurance, no pun intended, of Bill Self, because he really seems to believe in this team, and he also believes that they're kind of a team of destiny. As he talks about Agbaji, he's like, this guy's a champion. This guy's supposed to be doing this. This is what we expect from him. I think this is one last hurrah for KU.
Everything you just said, I'm just going to piggyback on it. I like Kansas. I don't think San Diego State's beating Kansas.
There you go.
Iowa, South Dakota State.
I got Iowa.
You have Iowa.
Providence, but that, you know how that was. But I got Iowa winning this game, and I think Iowa-KU is a great matchup. I mean, you got Murray versus Agbaji, those two guys. So I think Iowa moves on.
Iowa.
I think South Dakota State would be actually a tougher game for Iowa than Providence by a mile. So yours is a lot more interesting than I think Iowa probably.
The concern about Iowa, there's two concerns. One is are we just excited about them because they're hot right now?
Yeah.
And we know how that goes sometimes. I mean, we saw last year.
Conference tournaments can screw you if you really just like base everything. Like if you didn't watch all season,
you got
the conference tournament, you could get screwed.
You got two different things last year with Oregon State and Georgetown. Georgetown was hot and they get smoked in the first round against Colorado. Oregon State rides that to the Elite Eight and they haven't won a damn game since.
Someone told them that was good and they were
so like it depends on what you're looking at. You know, as it turns out, it doesn't really tell you that much. But I'm not high on Iowa because of the Big Ten tournament. I'm high on Iowa because of Keegan Murray. I'm high on Iowa because of what they've done in the last however long the season.
I like Chris too.
They're playing very, very good basketball. I like Iowa to beat South Dakota State, go on to the Sweet 16.
Congrats, Farron McCaffrey. You're going to the Sweet 16. We'd love to see that.
LSU, Wisconsin, we both have that.
This is a Wisconsin. Seen some athletes. They're like,
I know.
They're like, oh my God, who is Efton Reed? Like,
this is shades of Iowa, Oregon last year.
Yeah.
But the difference is, again, Johnny Davis.
I think
it just comes back down to Johnny Davis.
Yeah.
If Johnny Davis
is healthy,
it can be Johnny Davis.
Yeah.
I think Wisconsin wins.
I think Wisconsin as well. If Will Wade was coaching, LSU wouldn't even be here. So congratulations to LSU for winning your first game. And this is
USC Auburn would be a good one.
Well, let's just talk about Auburn. Let's just put it out there. Auburn could beat anybody, obviously, and they could win the national championship, but it all comes down to their guards. And their guards think that they're the best players on the team. And if you watch this team, the two best players are the potential #1 pick, Jabari Smith, and the other lottery pick, Walker Kessler. And no one has told those guards, and those guards have not adjusted once all season. And they think they're all Kemba Walker. We joke about Kemba candidates, but like Wendell Green thinks he's a Kemba candidate. Katie Johnson thinks he's a Kemba candidate. Shit, Jasper probably thinks he's a Kemba candidate.
Yes. His name is not shit Jasper. That's not his first name. If you're just that's not.
But those three guards are going to be the reason why I am concerned about Auburn. I do think that USC's guard Boogie Ellis might be the best guard in this game.
Yeah.
Which is why I am almost leaning towards USC, and I think USC has the athleticism to match up with Auburn, and Auburn's going to be like shocked that USC can match up with them. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So I'm going to go USC.
You're going USC?
I'm going USC.
I think everything you said is exactly true. And this is like heart versus head type stuff.
I went heart.
My head says like Auburn has had these problems all year. They have not addressed them at all.
Yeah.
They win at home in front of that crowd and that environment, and they think that like translates to away from.
This is not the jungle.
You're not playing.
You're
never going to play another game this season in that environment.
Yeah.
So you have to like kind of throw take that out.
So we're talking road teams.
Everything in my head says to maybe lean USC, but I think there's something about like Auburn being in that position now where like they're not going to fix their problems, but like maybe Jabari Smith elevates it to another level. Walker Kessler hasn't been 100% lately, by the way. That's what worries me more than anything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's like.
Well, there's also a chance in this game, like you said, Jabari like wins this game because he's like, I'm better than Mobley. You know, if it ends up coming down to that, and then we have a problem with Auburn. But regardless, Auburn is not who I think we all thought they were going to be in January.
They're not,
a different team.
But I believe, and
I like it. I'm glad that you're picking
I still think Auburn wins that game.
Okay.
So there's Auburn. So we have our Sweet 16 set.
Woo.
Let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah.
There's no need to make this thing longer than it already is.
The crew's like, let's roll.
The crew passed out. They're not even here anymore. Moses is working the cameras.
Okay, great.
The only reason we're switching cameras is because Moses. Gonzaga versus UConn for you. I have Gonzaga, Vermont.
Zags. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Zags move on.
Gonzaga to the Elite Eight is pretty
much
pretty safe to me. Yeah. Pretty safe would be the word. I just said it. Why do I need to say it again? Texas Tech, Davidson for you. I have Texas Tech, Duke.
I'm going to take Texas Tech here. I think Davidson obviously blew their wad against Duke. They're still celebrating knocking Coach K out of college basketball.
They forget to show up for that.
Yeah, they don't even go to this game.
They don't even go.
They've already hung the banner. We ended Coach K's career.
Foster Lawyer's just like.
Yeah, he's like, what? We got to play.
He's like
again?
leaning in front of a urinal at a bar from like partying.
Here's what it is. Foster Lawyer takes the Kobe picture where he doesn't even have a trophy. It's just like something that he's holding.
It's a keg.
It's the Gatorade cooler from the game.
Just
kept me hydrated. Yeah, Texas Tech moves on. And I actually like this Elite Eight matchup between these two. I think that'll be really good.
So Texas Tech, Duke.
You got to take Duke. You got it.
If this game was played on a neutral court, not even a neutral, like if this game was played in December, in January, I think Texas Tech wins.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech might win this game, but there's no world in which I'm not picking Duke to play Gonzaga.
Yeah, Duke's got it.
That's what I was trying to set up. I was like, I know you sprinkle the NCAA tournament part of all this on top of it.
Yeah.
This is content.
And
Duke has to go
this is like Jordan playing Kobe in the finals or something. You know what I mean? This is like literally the passing of the baton between Coach K and Mark Few as to who is now the leader of
Coach K
basketball.
Has to win a national title, or at least he has to at least make the Final Four
for it to be a success.
To make this a successful season. Gonzaga has to win a national title
for Mark Few to get that check.
Gonzaga might be the new.
Drew Timme playing Coach K. You know, did you see after the Virginia Tech game, Coach K went straight to Storm Murphy and was like, I love you. Like, why aren't you playing at Duke? I think if Gonzaga,
come play for me next year.
If Gonzaga plays Duke, I think he goes to Drew Timme and is like, you're everything that's right with college basketball.
Come back next year.
Yes.
I'm not leaving.
Come to Duke.
I'm not leaving.
Did you see what Tom Brady did? I'm coming back.
Baylor, UCLA.
Oh. All right, so I've been on UCLA all year. I think UCLA is going to, make their run. I think here is the first moment where we all say, "Oh my God, this is the UCLA that we saw last year." They just upset the national champions, and I think this is when everyone that wasn't buying into the Bruins jumps back in on the bandwagon. UCLA move.
I agree. I think Baylor is, as I said, Baylor
susceptible.
They have not pulled it all together all year. They've been snake bitten all year with injuries.
Great draw for UCLA because UCLA also was like, we should have been playing in the title game and we would have beat Baylor. So this is a little bit of a redemption game for UCLA as well.
I think we'll look back on this Baylor team as a great what if, especially if they
have a bunch of pros, which they will.
Yeah. I think we'll look back on they could have been back-to-back champions, but they had so many injury problems and all that. Oh, Why did I write Baylor? I was talking about Baylor. I picked UCLA.
Oh my God!
I really don't know why I did that.
I thought you were
me along. I was telling you why I was. No. I was telling you why I was picking UCLA, and I was like talking about Baylor as to why I was picking UCLA. And since I was talking about Baylor,
it got in your head. Well, maybe your head and your heart are like arguing right now.
Every Baylor fan watching is just like, see,
oh, no.
You idiot.
All right. Well, there you go. We both got UCLA in the Elite Eight. That's great.
Kentucky, Virginia Tech.
This is Virginia Tech's final stand.
I think so too.
I mean, this is to get to the Sweet 16. What a great run for this team. They've had a great group all year. Shout out to Hunter Couture, guy's awesome. But Kentucky wins this game.
Arizona used. God, I'm all over the place. It's the cough syrup. Arizona. Got this big old jug of cough syrup.
Just take a sip. Big wave, Bill.
Oof. Arizona, Illinois, a rematch, as you said, 2005, iconic game, but a rematch of a game we've already seen this year.
Yeah.
What do you see? Arizona won that game, by the way, in Champaign. What do you see happening?
Which is why I'm a little – so this Arizona team, as much as I love them, I think they're the best team in the country. I think this is a really tough draw for them because I think Illinois has nothing to lose in this game. I also have to remind myself that this Arizona team, like Mathurin and these guys, they haven't been here before. You know what I mean? This is – other than Illinois was the last team to go from not making consecutive tournaments to being a 1 seed, and then Arizona did that this year right after them. So I think Illinois, this team is more seasoned for the tournament. I think that they know what it means to be here. I think they're a little jaded, and I think this is the first big upset where we're like, I cannot believe that happened. But it just was because of the draw, so I'm going to take Illinois.
You love Illinois.
I always have.
Tate is addicted, literally addicted.
I'm addicted to Illinois.
We have to talk about this. You're addicted to picking Illinois. You put Illinois in a bracket, Tate's just writing Illinois.
I really like Illinois.
Best states in the union, and Tate's just like Illinois.
If Illinois gets this matchup after they already lost to them, I like the redemption game, and I like the veteran presence of Trent Frazier. I really do.
Mose, sit right here. It's almost your turn.
Mose, you did it. Good job.
I'm gonna pick Arizona.
Yeah,
Arizona's the better team.
I think
they beat Illinois and Champaign because they're better. And
Arizona is the better team, but for whatever reason, I'm taking Illinois.
Dude, my handwriting is a disaster. Yikes. Tennessee, Ohio State. You have Tennessee, Villanova. I'll make this quick. Tennessee. We're gonna beat Tennessee. I was about to say something that I was gonna regret because.
I like it.
I'm just gonna.
I like it.
I'm just gonna not say it.
You're gonna beat Tennessee. Okay.
I forgot we were live. I was about to go off, and then.
Yeah, just let it slide. Plus, there's some history there, obviously.
Yes, there is, Tate. There's history there, and we're gonna.
I should have worn like a Wayne Chisholm headband.
We're gonna iron out that history. Let's just put it that way. Go Buckeyes.
Tennessee, Villanova. I like Tennessee a lot. As I've said, I keep talking about their 3 guards. I think they're great. Colin Gillespie is the best guard in this game. This man is a man on a mission. I think Villanova gets the upset here and gets to the Elite Eight.
All right, I can feel it. We're getting close. We have we got one more region to go. Kansas, Iowa. We both have Kansas, Iowa. We both have. Oh, you have Auburn losing. All right.
Yeah.
Kansas, Iowa. That's our next game we got to pick.
I'm taking Kansas here. I think this is the end of the road for Iowa. They celebrate getting to the Sweet 16. You know, all things are going well, but KU.
You believe in a Big Ten team pulling off a huge upset to get to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
I obviously picked Ohio State already, but I think that the logic you're applying to Illinois over Arizona is like the first whoa kind of moment.
Yeah.
I think it's Iowa, Kansas. I think Iowa. Like so I thought long and hard about this last night.
Yeah.
Iowa last year against Oregon. It's left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
It will literally never leave my brain.
Yes.
It's hard for me to even think about.
But one thing we forget about that game is that Oregon got a bye, Tate. Oregon was supposed to play VCU the first game. VCU did not play. Louisville was knocking on the door let us in.
Please.
We'll play Oregon.
We thought we were a replacement
team. They
team
said, no, we're just going to let Oregon get some rest, study the film on Iowa leading up to that game.
It was true, yeah. And Dana Altman, great coach.
That's not what made the difference, but it made it worse.
Yeah.
I think that made it worse. I think this Iowa team is better suited because this is the game. This is the game right here. This is the game. If you watched Iowa, Oregon last year, this is the game you're saying, all right, now Iowa's going to fall apart against Kansas athleticism. Iowa is more athletic than they were last year.
Agreed.
They
play totally different, too.
They play different.
They can play a lot of different ways also.
Keegan Murray is a better suited go-to guy for the NCAA tournament than Luka Garza is. Kansas is the better basketball team, I think, but it's not by much.
About that.
It's not by much. Kansas can't play great defense. Iowa's offense is going to just go nuts on them.
I like it.
It's going to turn into a track meet. Kansas is going to think they can match Iowa's pace. They can't. And Keegan Murray's better than Ochai Agbaji. There it is.
There you go.
I got Iowa in an upset.
I'm really happy for Iowa because last year it felt like a lot of people were like, I will never, ever believe in Iowa again. And I like that we're a year later and everyone's like, I mean, Dickie V has Iowa going to the Final Four. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that
Does
are
he
like,
really?
Yeah. Delete it.
Delete all this.
That's what happened to me last night. I was like, what the hell, Jay Billis? Wisconsin USC. I think this is a game where, everyone goes into it and they're like, Wisconsin's going to win this game. They're the better team. They got the better player. All roads and all signs point to Big Ten, Wisconsin moving on to the Elite Eight to face Kansas. Not so fast. USC, because the Pac-12, we forget what the Pac-12 did last year. The Pac-12 is a really good basketball conference, and we still aren't giving them respect. I think USC and UCLA are both going to be in the Elite Eight. That's my big shocking pick of my whole bracket.
If Wisconsin plays Auburn, I know that Brad Davison is going to give those guards absolute
hell.
That is a match made in heaven for Brad.
I think that's a match made in heaven for Wisconsin. Like if there's a team to face that you're like, we can actually just be a disciplined team and win this game because they're going to have 20 turnovers.
You're absolutely right, but I can't put three.
No, you can't. You can't have Wisconsin playing Iowa.
I can't have Wisconsin, Iowa, and Ohio State. And I do think Auburn. I like to believe that Auburn has. There's zero evidence of this, but I like to believe that Auburn is like kind of after getting your asses handed to you in the SEC tournament. It was some sort of wake up call. Like you're not as good as you think you are.
Yeah.
You have to bring it.
Yeah.
You can't just show up anymore. You have to actually. So I like to believe that Auburn has a magical run in them still. I think Auburn's going to beat Wisconsin.
Auburn getting to the Elite Eight feels right.
Yeah.
Checks
all right.
out.
We're almost there. Gonzaga versus Texas Tech. What do you got?
Close game, defensive game. Gonzaga's going to the Final Four, folks. I'm going to write it in now. I believe in Gonzaga. And they get there.
So if this game happens, it might be the highest rated, depending on how the rest shake out. But I really this will be.
This might
be the highest rated.
This is for the casual basketball fan.
If you told me that this game, if this game happens and then the final is like I don't know Iowa versus, say it's not UCLA, it's like I don't know.
Iowa, Indiana.
Yeah, Iowa, Indiana. It wouldn't surprise me if that
was the Big Ten rematch.
If you told me that rated higher than the national title game, I would believe it. That is going to be.
Bandwagon fans are loving it.
The bandwagon fans are going to go nuts for this. Both teams have to win. If whatever coach loses this game, their legacy is tarnished forever.
Yeah.
Whatever they accomplish to this point, whatever they accomplish after, it doesn't matter. Well, all that matters.
There's a lot of Yankees, Cowboys fans after this game trying to figure out who they root for moving forward. And I think if Gonzaga wins that game,
I think this is the moment in time that two things happen. Duke officially passes the torch to Gonzaga to become the new Duke.
Yep.
Gonzaga then marches on to, in their minds, I'm not saying that's what I have in my bracket. I'm saying they win this game. They're like, we're
titles.
We're going to win the national title.
Yep.
That happens, and also this marks the occasion that Mike Krzyzewski decides he's coming back because you cannot have a farewell tour and have all the hoopla around this season to not even make the final.
First reported here, I think now 2 years ago, I did the Coach K successor power rankings, and number one on the list was Coach K.
Coach K,
and,
yes.
And he's coming back.
He's coming back.
I think he is coming back.
Gonzaga beats Duke to get to the Final Four. UCLA, Kentucky, we both have the same. Apologies to Baylor fans. I gave you a second. Crossed it out. What happens in this one?
I think that Kentucky's the better team. I think if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have Kentucky winning the national championship. But for whatever reason, if we get to the Elite Eight and it's UCLA versus this Kentucky team, UCLA will have a lot of confidence in this game. I think that they think that they are the team. If they get to this point, they're like, we are the team of destiny.
Who's the pressure on if this game happens?
Kentucky.
You think so?
I think so. Okay. Because every single person that you talk to would be like, I mean, UCLA, just into the run, man. They're playing Kentucky. Like, this is a bad matchup. Kentucky's
Johnny Juzang.
Johnny Juzang redemption. Thank you. That's what I was getting to. Johnny Juzang gets his redemption on his old team. He lets Coach Cal know that he made a mistake. And UCLA Gonzaga, we get the rematch that we deserve from last year in the Final Four.
Wow.
UCLA moves on to the Final Four. Bang. No. I feel good about that.
No.
I feel good about it. Are you going UK?
I'm going Kentucky.
Okay. Someone had to do it because Kentucky fans, we love you to death. You guys are the loudest, you're the proudest, and this team deserves to go to a Final Four.
Yeah.
So I would not be shocked if Kentucky gets there.
I think it's Kentucky.
Yeah.
Arizona, we both have Arizona, Ohio State, correct? No, we don't. You have, shockingly, you have Illinois, Villanova. I have Arizona, Ohio State. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, this is easy for me. I left the Big East tournament in person. I saw what Villanova can do to a lot of teams. The thing that really scares me about this matchup is that Villanova does not have someone that can match up with Kofi Cockburn. But Villanova also is smart enough to expose the matchup of Kofi Cockburn. Yes. Villanova wins this game. But going into it, everyone's like, I don't know, Illinois is hot.
Kofi Cockburn is going to be guarding a lot of ball screens, I think.
Exactly.
In this game.
So
I would love to see Colin Gillespie throw his ass into Kofi. Just try to post just for the
takes him down to the block. Kofi's just got arms up and then somehow gets tricked.
He just lays in.
It's a wide open layup. It's like, how's this working every single time?
I'm throwing the remote across the room.
That's what I think happens. Because I love Illinois and I buy into Illinois, but I know Illinois' blind spots, and I think Villanova is a really tough matchup for them.
Arizona, Ohio State. This is my childhood best friend went to the University of Arizona Tate. I spent a lot of time in Tucson, Arizona. I've thrown up in Dirtbags Bar many times in the parking lot, in the bushes. You pick a spot on the Dirtbags premises, I've probably vomited there.
Mm-hmm.
This would be, if this matchup happens, this would be near and dear to my heart. Arizona has been my favorite team to watch all season. Kerr Kriisa is the one non-Buckeye that I love the most in college basketball this year.
Yeah.
This would tear me apart.
Yeah, you would be heartbroken
watching this game.
Yeah.
I'm obviously cheering for Ohio State, and I think Ohio State is. This is a great matchup for the Buckeyes because Arizona will run up. You know, we know what they are. They run up and we know what they are.
We're the tempo, tempo team.
What just happened there was a guy who started to talk and realized that Arizona is better than Ohio State every way.
He's like, you wanted to.
My
believe.
brain's like firing, trying to figure out ways to.
How do I stop Arizona? Yeah.
Here's what I think. I think Ohio State, Arizona has a mental block though with the Final Four. Is what I was getting to. Arizona has like there's just something about they get to this stage, especially usually they face Wisconsin in this point.
Yeah.
You're facing a red Big Ten team in the Elite Eight. It's never worked out for Arizona.
Yeah.
And I think at this game it comes down to that. It becomes a mental block.
Mental game.
And all the Arizona fans, there's bad energy in the crowd. Everything's going Ohio State's way.
Yeah.
But in the end,
they figure it out.
I think Arizona is going to figure it out.
I think so too. I think that Arizona.
You know what it is? I think this is going into 4 overtime.
If those are the two teams, Arizona is going to win.
I can't pick.
He's got to pick Arizona.
Oh!
You got to pick Arizona.
I'm going to pick Arizona with a caveat. There was a bullshit call. That swung the game.
Yeah.
I'm picking Bo Borowski is what I'm picking.
E.J. Liddell fouled out because of Bo Borowski, and Arizona wins in overtime.
Arizona. 4 OTs. Borowski. There we go. I got asterisk. Yeah, 4 OTs, Borowski. Iowa, Auburn for me. You have KU, USC.
Kansas. Pick Kansas to win the title at the start of the year. Still believe in this team. KU goes to the Final Four.
I think this is a game that going up against Keegan Murray, that Jabari Smith secures his #1 pick.
Yeah, he's like, this is why I'm #1.
It doesn't even matter what else happens. I think we all just remember this game, and this is the only game we talk about when we talk about his draft.
Yeah.
He's been great all year, but like we point to this game, we're like, that's exactly why. I like Auburn to the Final Four. 2 SEC teams for me, Gonzaga and Arizona. I have the 2 best teams and the 2 teams from what might have been the best conference this year.
Yeah.
You have Gonzaga, Villanova, UCLA, Kansas. Any thoughts, Tate? You just want to dive into it.
I mean, this is like, we got to the Final Four. This is my heart over my head, and yet I still have 2 teams that I had in the finals, here, which is what Jay Billis had as well. So I'm a little upset at myself, but, it is what it is. If I look at this matchup, I mean, I love this. I love this little rivalry that's happening on the West Coast between Gonzaga and UCLA. Like, who is really going to be that team? Obviously, it's Gonzaga, but I love that matchup. And then Villanova KU kind of just feels like the old guard a little bit, going up against each other. We're supposed to be here kind of team with Bill Self, Jay Wright. A lot of respect between these two teams before the game. Where they're like, I love what those guys do over there, and they're like, I love what those guys do over there. So this would be a great Final Four, I think, for content. What about you? What do you think about your Final Four?
I feel good about it. I think this is, as I said, the two best teams. I think Kentucky and Auburn, the SEC's been a ton of fun, but those are the two teams that
That's what I feel bad about, because I think I want to say to the SEC fans, I think they are the best conference this year.
Yeah.
So I do think that there will be an SEC team in the Final Four. So as I look at mine,
it's interesting you say you think there'll be, because you literally just had an opportunity to put an SEC team in the Final Four.
Well, right here is where Tennessee would be my pick right here, but Villanova, I believe, because I saw it in person, so I had to skip over them. But Tennessee would be my secondary option here.
All right, let's do it. Let's figure out what happens next. Gonzaga, UCLA, rematch of last year's Final Four.
One word: redemption.
One word, 4 letters.
UCLA.
8 claps.
UCLA. UCLA wins this game, and they are broken. Gonzaga breaks. When UCLA beats them, there's a lot of people, you and I are talking, and we're like, is UCLA taking Gonzaga's spot as the real #1 team on the West Coast? That's what happens.
One thing I love about doing the show with you is that we disagree on what the storylines are going to be, but we both understand that the NCAA tournament, it's more than just like a basketball game. There's greater forces at play here.
There's what happens in golf too, it's like Phil Mickelson has to win a major. You know what I mean? There's things where it's like, this guy has to win a title. Like Mark Few has to win a national championship.
So we're playing a similar game here, because Gonzaga over Duke, huge story.
Huge.
It's a huge passing of the torch situation. I think Kentucky beating UCLA is there's stories there, obviously.
Yeah.
So now we have Gonzaga, Kentucky, and as you said, Gonzaga loses in the title game last year. They have to win the title.
They have to.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
Exactly.
What happens if they don't?
They have to. What happens?
What happens?
Because here's what I'll say: the fact that they made the Final Four, like in this version of the world, because Drew Timme can always say forever, I went to back-to-back Final Fours.
Right.
So it still sounds good enough. You know what I mean? Mark Few's like, I've been to 3 Final Fours now, but it's not it.
Kentucky finds themselves in a position in New Orleans where 10 years ago they won their last national title. They beat the only program in the country that has more national titles in them. They are now facing a Gonzaga team that's never won a national title, was the #1 overall seed. Kentucky would not exactly be a massive underdog in this game, I don't think.
No.
But the other thing I was going to say is that you have a Gonzaga team that has to win the national title.
Yeah.
A Gonzaga team that last year was an undefeated team that lost, that saw it all slip away.
And a better team.
Much like a Kentucky team did once upon a time.
Yeah.
I think this situation is we're going to come away from this game. Kentucky fans would never do this because they're way too proud and they don't get excited about wins because they act like they've been there before.
We're supposed to win every game, yeah.
But this is going to feel like the 2015 Wisconsin over Kentucky game where Kentucky beats Gonzaga and they are convinced that they're winning the national title because they just took down the team that had to win the #1 team that had to win it. And I like Kentucky going on to the national championship. And every Kentucky fan says, there's no way we can lose a national championship.
Yeah. I like that. I think Kentucky, I think you said it, New Orleans is a special place to Calipari. So yeah, I mean that would be great. And also we would have the exact same storyline, which is like Gonzaga everyone was like, here it is, they're gonna do it, and they get shocked.
They get shocked.
There you go.
You want to go first with your other semifinal?
Yeah, mine right here in this game. I mean, this reminds me of 2018. These teams played, obviously, and Villanova with DiVincenzo just absolutely destroyed Kansas, and it was kind of one of those games where you were like, man.
It was over before it started.
Yeah, it was like Kansas is happy to be here kind of thing. I think that Kansas, weirdly enough, this year is not as overmatched by Villanova. I think Villanova, like getting to the Final Four would be like, wow, we did a lot with a little here. You know what I mean? Like we made more of our situation than I even thought was possible. I like Kansas a lot. Again, I've believed in Kansas, so Kansas beats Villanova and goes to the title game.
Larry Brown situation.
Yeah,
Kansas and UCLA.
Yeah.
I think.
This is a great game, by the way. Arizona playing Auburn would be an amazing game. As far as the I mean, just that game could go to 100.
Do we have fun facts on these teams? We don't. Oh, man. Arizona, Auburn. I think Arizona, I have felt like Arizona throughout this entire season.
I think it's Arizona.
I have felt Arizona is the best team in the country.
I do too. I think Arizona is the best team in the country. Despite my picks, I just think this is a bad matchup.
I've been talked into circles about who should be voted #1 in the AP poll at various times this season. But, like, the one team I keep coming back to is, like, I think they might be the best team in the country. It's been Arizona.
And they've been consistently that all year. You know what I mean? There was never a time we were like, I don't think this Arizona team is who I thought they were. They've been, and the only time that they haven't looked like that is because there's some sort of, you can point directly to the reason.
Like the start at Tennessee was shaky, but then they fought back and the refs were garbage. But, you know, like there have been moments, obviously, where they haven't. At UCLA, Kirk Reese is 0 for 12.
But a perfect example, like I can point exactly to what it's like. Kirk
Like
Reese,
I know exactly what the problem is. Don't go 0 for 12.
Yeah.
Colorado is the matchup.
Yeah.
Colorado. I can't pick against Arizona.
There you go. So you got a Wildcats versus Wildcats final. Can you just put Wildcats in the middle there?
90's a rematch.
Yeah, there you go.
Did they meet in the title game?
Yeah, just say Wildcats. Big year for the Wildcats. I got the Davidson Wildcats getting a big upset as well.
Kentucky, Arizona.
I like that. That's a good final.
Go ahead, UCLA, Kansas.
Well,
do your spiel.
UCLA gets to this final championship game. This is the game that they thought they were supposed to be in last year, obviously. Heartbroken by Jalen Suggs. They finally get over the hump against Gonzaga. Everyone's celebrating. This UCLA team is the team of destiny. Not so fast. Ochai Agbaji. I think as we look back, we're going to say this guy should have won National Player of the Year. I think he's the best player in the country. And I think this is the moment where he does it against UCLA. He's D'ing up Johnny Juzang. He's switching over to Jaquez, and everyone's like, this guy, the versatility defensively, he's like diving for loose balls. Kansas wins this game. America is shocked. And what do we get? 2020 Part 2. 2020, Kansas should have won the national championship. The tournament was taken away. They said that they won the national championship, but no one gives them any credit for it. They get their redemption. Kansas is winning the national championship.
Did you pick Kansas in your first bracket?
Yeah.
You said?
No, I picked Kansas to play Gonzaga and Gonzaga to beat Kansas.
So to recap, America, this man last night filled out a bracket.
Filled out a bracket.
He had Kansas over Gonzaga as his champion.
No, Gonzaga over Kansas.
Oh, you had Gonzaga? Okay.
I had Gonzaga over Kansas.
I was worried.
And I had UCLA losing earlier, but then today my heart.
So you tweaked it a little bit because like I was worried you did exactly the exact same.
No.
You know, the exact
I was upset. I was upset that the Zags were back, but I mean, look at this region. This is Gonzaga.
I have a 1997 rematch, a rematch of the 1997 national title game that Arizona won. It was the last West Coast national champion we have seen. That is another. Those are the two droughts you and I are obsessed with. At least I make you obsessed. I'm obsessed with them, and I like hold you into my obsession. The Big Ten has not won since 2000. The West Coast has not won since 1997. This was the matchup in 1997. I love storylines, obviously. I love, as we said, Kentucky back in New Orleans, rematch in 97. Which way does this go? I think in the end, the New Orleans part wins out. I think Kentucky is your national champion. And I think Kentucky fans on their path to the national title, talking about like beating Murray State, the in-state, Virginia Tech, not so much. Maybe they play Purdue there.
Yeah.
Maybe you get like a little Kyle Macy game there with Kentucky, Purdue. They do Murray State, Purdue, UCLA, Gonzaga, and Arizona, and Kentucky fans are like, look at that. Look at that gauntlet we ran. I think that is the path we are going to see.
Does Coach Cal get another lifetime contract
and
if he wins the national title?
A double lifetime contract.
Double lifetime.
So if he dies, he's still the coach?
Yeah, he's still the coach. Yeah.
And they do a weekend of Bernie situation?
Nominally. So, like, you get hired, and it's like the John Calipari coaching position.
And you have to, like, and whoever's the coach of Kentucky has to go, like, to Cal's grave to ask him what to do. And I need help with the starting lineup, Cal. Please give me a sign.
You know, like Everett, like NC State back in the day, Everett Case people would drive by Everett Case's grave. You know what I mean? Like pay their respects to him to get ready for games and stuff like that. Like Jimmy V used to do that. So I feel like that's what's going to happen with Calipari. You know, for the rest of history. I like this, though.
Well, there you go.
Kansas
and Kentucky. Do I pick Kentucky every year? Am I crazy? I really feel like every single year we do this, I pick Kentucky.
I think that this year we've talked ourselves into Kentucky having a 2012 repeat, so it makes a lot of sense. Hey, Moses.
Moses, come on, buddy. Star of the show is here.
Yeah.
Everybody's waiting. Everyone's like, we've been waiting for 2 hours for this.
Including Moses.
Moses is getting a little old. He's got a limp. If you're new to the program, Moses is my 11-year-old golden retriever. He has watched more college basketball in his life than any dog that has ever lived.
Than half of the actual beat reporters and things like that in college basketball. To be honest with you. More than the Bubble Boys, for
sure.
Buddy.
Sit.
I mean, no doubt.
When I sit, buddy. When I leave the house and we come in to record shows, I will throw the games on and leave them on for him to watch. He tells me to.
No, he does.
I want to break down the film.
I've heard him demand it, actually.
So Moses has picked some crazy upsets throughout his life. Grab his bracket. We filled out. In the interest of time, we've already made this thing longer than it needs to be. Last night, I filled out.
Should we just put it up here?
Yeah, put it over mine.
Oh, yeah.
You just put it over mine. I filled out his Sweet 16. We already did the Sweet 16. And one thing that stood out to me, Tate, is that he went pretty chalk.
He loves Duke.
He's got
Moses.
He had Seton Hall beating Arizona, but he has Gonzaga. You'll like this. North Carolina over Baylor.
I love that, Moses.
He had North Carolina, Indiana, and Ohio State all in the Sweet 16, which is most shake, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Shake. Yeah,
that's
a good pump.
Well, he listens to the show.
He has but there's no like real, I guess Yale going to the Sweet 16.
I like the
Bulldogs.
I like the Richmond pick. Yeah.
He likes the Bulldogs here. But for the most part, there was no
dog bias.
There's no 15 seed. I think he had all the 2 seeds over the 15. He usually picks like a few 15 seeds to win.
Who did he have in the final last year?
Cleveland
Roberts?
State.
Oh, Cleveland State. That's right. Yeah. I couldn't remember who it was. Yeah. Cleveland.
So actually put it over on yours. So you can fill it out as I do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see where Moses takes this, and the way we do this is I grab 2 treats. The right hand represents the favorite, Tate.
Yep. So starting
the
here,
left
Gonzaga,
hand
New Mexico
represents
State.
the upset. Sit, buddy. No. Okay. He took the favorite.
Favorite Gonzaga. Good start, chalk.
I'm gonna just put these treats in my pocket. Hang on a second. I'm gonna get a big ol'. That'll be easiest. What do you think, Moses? How do we play to the camera? Uh-oh. Hold on, let's turn this way. Turn this way. Sit.
Favorite.
Uh-oh.
So we're taking Duke, right?
Taking a lot of chalk. We gotta
Duke.
Spin him around.
Disorient him.
Disorient him a little bit.
All right, North Carolina, Indiana.
No.
Pick Indiana. I think he went left.
Indiana.
He's leaning left.
He went right.
Go.
No,
Let's
Carolina.
go.
Carolina is the right one.
No, what? I thought left was the favorite, right?
No, he went. Oh, yeah. You're left.
Yeah.
He took it out of my right hand. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Carolina.
UNC.
I promise you will not find 2 bigger idiots hosting a college basketball show.
We're arguing over the Dogs picks. I'm like, you pick Carolina. Oh, man. All
Sit,
right.
buddy. You got to get some upsets. Sit. Go over there. Go over there.
Yale, San Francisco. Come on,
okay.
Moses.
We picking the right.
Dude,
we got to shake this up. I don't like where this is going.
So we got
San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco.
Well, this is a bubble showdown, by the way. Carolina,
Sit,
San Francisco,
sit.
both fan bases.
I'm gonna try something different. Lay down.
Early on in the bubble. Good job, Mosey.
I'm gonna put him right here, right next to him. This is a dramatic shot. Look up.
So we got Seton Hall, Illinois.
Okay.
Go.
Take one. Go. Okay.
This is a tough one. This is a tough game. He's really thinking about it.
This shot.
Moses.
Okay, Moses.
Who?
Moses. Okay.
Moses, are you Hall in?
Okay. He's like, Kofi is.
he's like, I don't know. If they don't foul Kofi out, who are they going to match up with?
Okay, Moses.
Please, Moses.
Who's guarding Roden for the long? That's going to be great. Moses, take one. Go. Okay. He's frozen. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Moses, I believe in you. Don't overthink it, Moses. Don't overthink it. This is me last night with my bracket.
Speak.
Moses saw Jay Billis's bracket, and he's like, it broke his brain. He's like, I cannot believe this.
What is that?
Moses, do it.
Speak.
I think he thinks that he can't choose.
Okay. Take one.
What do we say? Pass? Should we just go to the next game? I think we got to come back to this game.
We'll come back to
this game.
We'll come back to that one.
Yeah, okay, so we got Colorado State, Ohio State. Moses, I don't blame you. Tough matchup. Bad matchup. That was a bad matchup. All right, Moses. Colorado State, Ohio State.
Colorado State, Ohio State. Which one do you want? He's going to the right. He's taking the right one every time.
So Ohio State. Or no, sorry, Colorado State.
Colorado State,
yeah.
Damn it, dude. You're sleeping outside tonight. Come on, up. Yeah, I'm gonna put him down. You walk.
All right, Kansas, Richmond.
Okay. He's taking the right one every.
He's going
time.
KU. He's going KU.
This scares me. Moses likes favorites. That's what
it's KU.
I thought this was going to be a chaotic NCAA tournament, but
Colgate, Miami.
Colgate versus Miami.
Come on, Mosey.
I'm coming. Maybe on this side, you'll do something different. Right, every single time, dude. I got an idea. We're gonna switch hands.
All right, Miami.
Let's go back to the Seton Hall, Illinois.
Yeah. Go. Yeah, Seton Hall, Illinois.
Moses, sit.
So what is that? That's Seton Hall,
That's an upset.
Yeah, Seton Hall.
That's upset. Seton Hall.
You get tricked into an upset. I love it. All right, now we're back. Gonzaga Duke. This is the big one. Moses, lock in. Lock in, Mosey.
Okay. He has no interest in the
Zags.
Yeah.
Gonzaga. Good job, Moses. Great pick. All right, we got UNC San Francisco. Come on, Moses.
UNC San Francisco.
Favorites. Go where you go. Go where you go. Go where you've been going. Go where you've been going. Go where you've been going.
Okay.
Go where you've been going.
Upset.
Wrong way.
Upset.
Oh my, Moses, you are sleeping.
He's a West Coast dog.
Oh my goodness.
West Coast dog.
Bill Russell. He actually said Bill Russell's the GOAT. That's Moses' take.
Seton Hall versus Colorado State.
Ooh.
All right.
Showdown.
Go. Come here. Sit. Down. Let's try it again. We're gonna lay him down right here. No.
Head up. Don't cheat.
Head up. Okay. Go. Okay. Go. Okay. Take it. Go. What?
He doesn't know
breaks
about
his
Seton
brain,
Hall.
dude.
Yeah,
Seton Hall is breaking his brain.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay, take it. Take the treat. Take the treat.
I think.
Okay. He took the left one.
Oh, so
that's Seton Hall.
Seton Hall, yeah.
Seton Hall. Kansas and who does he got? Miami?
Yep.
Kansas, Miami.
Kansas, Miami.
No. Okay.
Kansas.
Right one. He took the right one.
Kansas. Yeah. All right. So Moses' Final Four. We got Seton Hall, Gonzaga, San Francisco, Kansas. Pretty good Final Four. I can see it. I see a path. I see a path. I'm not going to lie. I see a path there.
All right. Gonzaga, San Francisco.
Come on, Moses. Believe. Oh, my.
Upset.
Dude,
Upset.
The Dons. This is unbelievable. This is how you know Moses respects the game, because he's like, I know
he's old school. Yeah, he's an old school pup.
You don't know about the Dons?
He's an old school
giant.
pup. No.
Seton Hall, Kansas. Come on, Moses.
Okay.
That looks like a Kansas pick to me, folks.
You picked Kansas.
Let's go.
This is it.
KU, Kansas, San Francisco. Wilt Chamberlain versus Bill Russell. Dude, this guy, this dog is basketball history.
We're going to make it dramatic. Up, Moses. Come here.
Come on, Moses.
We're going to put it at the free throw line. Come here.
We all know Bill Russell's better than Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? That's what everyone knows. And let's see what Moses knows.
Come here.
Or what he thinks.
No, up. He's confused. Come here. Sit right here. All right, stay right there. We're going to put him right there. We're going to put it at the free throw line.
You got it, Mosey.
This one right here represents, this is Kansas.
This is Kansas.
This is San Francisco on the left. Okay, buddy. Make your pick. San Francisco.
The Dons. Bill Russell is a better player than Wilt Chamberlain. Moses, you heard it
here
first.
It is.
Wow, the Dons.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
The Dons.
Moses picked San Francisco to win the national title.
It's a great pick. It's a great pick because San Francisco has been disrespected all season, as we all know. So.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. I know it was a long show, but you got nothing else to do. It's a Monday and it's March. What the hell?
It's Selection Monday.
Right it's Selection Monday. We're going to be doing live shows every night after the games, right, Tate?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Every single night.
Like we did last year, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
and
Sunday.
Sometimes even during the game. Like if something major happens, we might just go live. So if you follow the Titus and Tate YouTube, subscribe, you'll see us. We'll be here.
We are also going to be doing a pool challenge. So if you're filling out a bracket, which I assume you are, if you're watching this, if you're listening on the podcast feed, whatever, we're going to be doing our own bracket challenge on Run Your Pool, Titus and Tate. So you'll be able to compete against us. You'll compete against Moses. We're going to put Mosey's bracket up there. I think I feel good about his bracket actually.
Dude, Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain.
I feel good about this bracket.
Who else?
He usually goes full chaos, and this year he did not. And
he went half chaos.
I find it interesting because this is the one year that we think the tournament's going to be the most chaotic, and Moses sees it different.
He says nay.
So,
he says nay.
Makes you think. That's it. We're signing off. We're going to go get some sleep and get ready for the tournament, and we'll see you guys then.
Starts tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, buddy.